Hello, Fight Swift friends, and welcome to UFC Fight Night 145. If you're following along, it's on ESPN Plus. The prelims just ended on ESPN 2. I'm Mike of Fight Swift friends, of course, and this is Thiago Santos versus Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz, number 4, ranked light heavyweight in the UFC. He is on a 4-fight winning streak. Thiago Santos, as I've mentioned, I believe one of the most underrated, disrespected fighters in the game today. He's fought 6 times in the last 12 and a half months. This will be the 6th time he is not ranked. The odds makers figured it out. They do have him as a slight favorite. But he also has a victory over Anthony Smith, who, of course, is set to fight Jon Jones for the title next weekend. So this, it seems like, should be in effect, possibly an eliminator bout. And Thiago Santos called them out on that. He said the winner of this fight should get the winner of Jon Jones and Anthony Smith. And if you're going to give Anthony Smith the title shot, I don't really see anybody else at 205 besides maybe Dominic Reyes. And I don't know if he's ready to fight right now, that is ready and deserving. I think Johnny Walker, I mean, that guy could be a future stud, but he's not even close yet. Not even close yet. And that being said, Anthony Smith was on Luke Thomas recently talking about his title shot coming up with Jon Jones. And, you know, Luke Thomas did his job and said, what do you think about this? This is a different situation with the press this time. Basically, everybody's, you know, usually nice and inquiring as, you know, as to how you're going to do this and how you're going to proceed. Positive commutations from everyone, and that is not the case so much right now. The case is kind of, we expect you to lose. You know, how bad are you going to get beat? No one gives you a shot in hell. Billy Hughes, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier confirmed. UFC 236. Yes, it is. Also Gastelum and Adesanya. What is up? DJ Mexicano in the house. Always here lately. Max versus Dustin. Very good fight. I got Max winning that fight. Whoa, says Jason. Yo, Mike, you have to fight one. Brock Lesnar or Yoel. Oh, Jesus. You spelled Jan's name wrong. I haven't looked that up. I thought I looked that up and fixed it. Blachowicz. Blachowicz. That's what the UFC had on at the time. So, I don't know. Jon Jones can lose to anybody if they land a power shot. That's what 205 is about, baby. Are you going to show the fights? Guys, tell them, am I going to show the fights? I don't know. Hello, Fights and Friends. Good to be here. Hey, thanks for coming in, clan. You missed the eye. Where did I miss an eye at? I don't see. I don't know where there's supposed to be an extra eye in there. Anyways, let's see if my damn ESPN Plus that's so special and supposed to be so great for us is actually working now. It says live and it's just a still picture. Great job, ESPN. Pretty sure it's frozen now. The ESPN Plus that I heaped with praise for being only $5 a month, rescuing us from the arms of pay-per-view, and yes, the same ESPN Plus that cut out on me during the Cain Velasquez versus Francis Ngannou fight last week, where I did not get to see the ending, and by the time it unfroze, the fight was over. This is the same ESPN Plus, which has now logged me out, apparently. Alright, give me just a second and let me see if ESPN has got their shit together. Because right now they're saying that I should be watching Rafael Santos versus Marlon Moraes prelims. That's what they're trying to show. We have a fucking problem here, ESPN. Okay, your service is dog shit right now. Is anybody else having this issue, or does nobody else just pay for anything? I think someone needs constant pressure and movement to beat Jones. You need a gun to beat Jon Jones. That's fine. Well, I thought it was great what Stefan Bonner and Forrest Griffin, they were doing this show on it was on the UFC site, or maybe it was on ESPN. And he says, I think it'll take both of us. He says, I'm pretty sure if it's both of us versus Jon Jones, we should have a good chance. What's up, RS? Jones is human, says Jason. In quotations, with an asterisk. But Blachowicz, you have it, but that's not how I have it on my screen, though. That is strange, because I have an eye on my screen. Anyways. This card sucks. My ESPN Plus is working fine. RS, I love you, RS, but you've been saying every card sucks lately. What's going on, man? Are you, you not filming the ESPN love lately? Or the ESPN love? It's like every card sucks with you recently. Just seems to be that way. I don't know. Yeah, my ESPN Plus is doing absolutely dog shit for me right now. So I don't know what the damn deal is, but yeah, every time I click on a video, I get a fucking picture of what I'm supposed to be watching. Oh, this is fucking preposterous. Let me refresh and see what happens here. Yeah, and then it tries to show me a Santos versus Moraes. Oh, this is retarded. Are you using Google Chrome, or are you using Firefox, Billy? Jones is physically gifted. Without that, he isn't. ESPN app, not UFC app. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on the ESPN app. A good lawyer could take down Jones. What's up, Adam from Ellen? Steroids did the body good for Jones. Yes, it did. What are you using to access the ESPN app? I'm using a Roku. I'm on my PC, and I'm on Google Chrome. So I don't know if I need to switch over to Firefox or what the damn deal is. Generally, I watch it on Roku, but when I watch it on the computer, I get it all together. I'm going to try to log in one more time on Google Chrome. But yeah, this is really pissing me off. And now it's just trying to show me the ESPN post-show. This is just all over the place. I can't even find the card. I wish you guys could see. I'm about to show you my... This is preposterous. It's trying to show me options to watch the Derek Lewis card, which is not till next week. Is this finally gonna fucking start? Jesus Christ. Alright, guys. We got Ankalaev versus Abreu. Sorry, I'm not able to get anything on the scrolling bar here. And I don't know if these guys should actually be in the UFC or not. But let's address what the hell is going on with the UFC, though. And I'll call this fight as we go. But I do want to bring up what the hell is going on with Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier for the interim championship. Is this a savable situation for the UFC? So my recommendation from the beginning, and I'm curious, we got a lot of knowledgeable people in here. My recommendation from the beginning, before George St. Pierre announced his retirement, and a lot of people asked if I had an inside source, because I said I'm sure that George St. Pierre is going to ask for this fight. I'm sure they're going to put together George St. Pierre and Khabib Nurmagomedov. What nobody really knew at the time is that both fighters were fighting for it, and the UFC shot them down at every effect. And what I said was, well, you have to make it at 165. It seemed to make sense to me to make this at 165, because then if GSP wins and he gets a belt and he retires and he doesn't defend it, nothing lost, because you didn't have a division. Then if Khabib Nurmagomedov, you just said that you were not going to let him keep the belt and sit out for 13 months. So you need a new champion there. So to move everybody to 165, you break the logjam. And we got Magomed Ankalaev versus Klidson Abreu. Magomed 10-1 out of Russia. Klidson Abreu 14-2. I don't see a home country here, but let's get a little bit of nice low body kick there from Abreu in the black shorts, and he goes for the double leg. Oh, great takedown defense from Ankalaev, and he gets right on top of Abreu, and he is in the open guard, and that's maybe going to give us a little bit of time to talk about this, but GSP, just like I said, GSP was not ready to retire up till the last minute. Both fighters worked feverishly to make this fight, and now all of a sudden you have Tony Ferguson out. You have Max Holloway in. Tony Ferguson was offered the fight. I don't blame Tony Ferguson at all for not wanting to take another interim title shot when this would be, what, the second? Would this be the second or third time he's fought for the interim title? Oh, and Abreu is busted up on the bottom. He might have a broken nose. There's some vicious ground and pound going on from Ankalaev right now. Elbows and hammer fists galore from the Russian. He is bringing down the Russian hammer on Abreu right now. And this crowd is loving it. Big right hands. Of course, this card in Prague, they're not really used to, getting to live UFC, but these Eastern guys getting to watch the UFC at a decent time. So they have to be happy about that. I'm happy about that, because I like to see, I feel bad that we get everything during the best times all the time. Huge elbows from Ankalaev. He could stop this here. Abreu's face is an absolute mess right now. His face, his forehead. He needs to get to the corner to clean this up. That's going to be the end of the first round. But Ankalaev just putting on a major beating right now. I mean, that face is looking horrible right now. I think the app is designed for Roku and Apple TV. Yeah, I'm going to switch up my situation in here. I have Believe it or not, I have 3 Rokus, but I just have my TV monitor in here right now. So I had been contemplating between putting up a 3-monitor system where I'm watching the fights on one monitor, and then I have one monitor to go with the OBS, and then one just with the comments, so I'm not looking down at my phone. But now I'm thinking maybe the 2 monitors and a TV in here, or maybe even a TV in the background and still 3 monitors up front. One for OBS, one for the comments, and then one for web browsing to look things up as we're going through. But UFC loves interim belt. Interim belts are money fights. I don't know that they are so much anymore, Jason. Everybody's calling them out. Everybody, all the top analysts and the fans listen to the analysts. And I'm not saying I'm one of the top analysts, but I'm saying Luke Thomas, Ariel Helwani, a lot of these, Chael Sonnen, a lot of these guys are talking about what garbage these belts are now and what prestige they've lost. Oh, Abreu goes up with the head kick and he lands up high on Anklev. These guys are having quite the scoring match right now. Right hook to the body for Abreu. And I think you're right about this being optimized for the Roku here. Billy, total strikes in that first round. Anklev 37, Abreu with 11. Most of those strikes for Anklev were on the ground. Nice low leg kick there for Anklev. And I kind of wish I would have came on a little earlier because I want to talk about this interim thing right now. But we'll get to it. I don't want to interrupt the fight. Nice right hook from Anklev and a right uppercut underneath from Abreu. So keep on giving me your opinions on that. And what? Oh, big shots from Abreu. These guys are in a slugfest. I tuned on and I thought we might end up with a stalemate in a wrestling match where we would end up analyzing other fights. And, man, great hand combination up top from Abreu. Knees to the body, and they break back to the center of the cage. Low leg kick for Abreu. Anklev goes up high. Nice block for Abreu. From what I've seen, it looks like Anklev won that first round. I gave it to him 10-9. Abreu coming out much better this round. If you're looking to sync up, I'll let you know when I'm at 3 minutes. I am at 3 minutes right now. And it looks like this is nice that we're going to be getting a post-fight show directly after. So hopefully that means here on ESPN Plus actual press conferences and things, not just analysis. Nice low kick there from Abreu. And he is still bleeding a lot out of that nose. And Anklev just snaps his head back with that left hand and a right to follow. A little more than halfway through this second round. UFC on ESPN Plus, Prague. That's where we're getting this early morning show. If anybody didn't get a notification, I didn't do a post because I realized I can only do 3 actions every 24 hours now. And that's why some people aren't getting notifications, because YouTube won't give out more than 3 notifications per 24-hour period. And I can understand why that is, because people could get annoyed by that. I could see why, especially if you weren't interested in the fights this weekend. You don't want me spamming you, 6 times with notifications. And both fighters exchanged knees in the clinch. 1.5 minutes left in this second round. First round went to Anklev. So far, I have this first round to Abreu, but not a whole lot going on. Anklev could take this over with a sweep, and there he gets it, and straight to side control. And now he goes back to the half guard, gives up side control. I think hoping to come through for the mount. I think I would have just stayed with side control there unless you had, a clear path. Abreu doing a good job of holding Anklev down right now, pulling him into him to nullify some of these shots. Shot to the body there from Anklev. And we're winding down to the last 35 seconds here. And we'll go back to this conversation we were having here in just a minute. But like I said, I realized the UFC was upset with GSP. I think if you're looking to put together money fights and you're looking to build the sport, for one thing, you need another division. 155 is such a logjam. There are so many contenders, and now everybody is pissed off. Dustin Poirier and Al Iaquinta were asking to be cut. A day later, Dustin Poirier's in an interim championship bout against a fighter who's not even in his weight division. I love Max Holloway. I have him as my #1 pound for pound in the world right now, my pound for pound listings. But this is quite preposterous. Wow, he is pouring, says Michael. Don't look too bad in the corner. You'll have your own bat cave. Exactly. I didn't even think about that, Jason. I should put some bat wings on. Poirier versus Tony was the right fight to make regardless of belt issues. I'm okay with it, Michael, but I'm not okay with it for the interim belt. I think the fight to make, would have been Tony versus Dustin Poirier, obviously. And I can see why Tony didn't want to take it, because it was for an interim belt. If you've said that you're not going to let Khabib sit for 13 months, why are you waiting? Tony Ferguson should be fighting Dustin Poirier for the world championship, not the interim championship. And I feel, looking at this, that the winner of that fight does, and they're going to have to do this because Tony's going to fucking flip out. The winner of Poirier and Max Holloway has to fight Tony Ferguson for the real championship. Big right hand up top from Anklev. That last round was very hard to score. I think Anklev probably pulled it out at the end just because of a lack of action during the round. Somebody could have gave that one to Abreu. I gave Anklev the first round, but this could be 1-1 going into this last round. I'm not saying Abreu won it, but I'm saying I could see how a judge could give it to him. Oh, Anklev, very athletic right now. Abreu goes for the kick there. Catches it. Couple of big right hands from Anklev as Abreu's coming up. Those are savage shots. And Abreu is fighting through a lot of blood coming out of that nose and face right now. It's really affecting his breathing. Got to be affecting his cardio right now. And he's in there against an absolute machine right now. As far as cardio, Abreu, nice kick to the body there. And you have Anklev. He's just got this body type. You look at Abreu, he's more the muscular. He's got more of a muscular body type. And Abreu's got more of this, I would say, like a Nick or Nate Diaz style body. He looks like a marathon runner. And as far as cardio, that's what you want, obviously. Oh, nice right uppercut from Anklev there. I mean, it's not that he is not muscular. He is definitely lean, and Abreu goes with the spinning wheel kick. Not even close, though. Anklev easily able to get out of the way of that one. 2:45 left in this round right now. Anklev snaps Abreu's head back again with another straight left, nearing the halfway point. Oh, and Anklev doing a great job of landing the right hand off a miss from Abreu, but Abreu coming back with the right hook afterwards. Good exchange there. Getting down to the 2:20 mark of this fight left. And it's had its moments. The fighters have fought in spurts. Nice left hook there from Abreu. Seems to be Abreu's a bit tentative to engage with Ankalaev. I think we may have even a little more exciting fight. Nice inside low leg kick there from Ankalaev. But Abreu definitely has... Oh, big right uppercut from Ankalaev, and Abreu clinches. He has been solid with that uppercut so far. And now knees to the inside of the thighs from Ankalaev. Abreu goes for a little sweep there. Doesn't get it. But minute and a half left in this fight. I really don't see how you're scoring this fight for anybody other than Ankalaev here. A nice elbow up top from Ankalaev as we near a minute and 20 left in the fight. Is this referee looking tense? Oh, nice elbow in the clinch there from Ankalaev. He's saying, let's make him work. He may be... yeah, he says, I'm going to split you up. I like that referee, though. He is paying attention. He says, I'm going to split you up if you're in a stalemate. Abreu lands a couple of knees to the body. I don't know that that's enough right there. I'm okay if this referee breaks him right here, and I think he's going to. He threatened to break him, and now I'm not sure what he's waiting for, because he said, let's get some action. Now we have 20-some seconds, and there. Great job. Much quicker than most referees have been doing this. I hope the commission is talking to referees about this. We need to move on the action of the fights. And a big 1-2 there from Ankalaev. You're going to lose fans. Oh, big right uppercut. Left hook right uppercut from Ankalaev. He has been absolute gold with that sneaky right uppercut. He has just... you know, almost kind of like a hook uppercut angle to it. It's still got the arc of an uppercut, but it has an angle to it that's tricky, and it seems to float a little bit. Great performance from Ankalaev. I think it may be a little better if Abreu would have engaged more, but I think he was getting tired of getting taken down there. Prelims on ESPN 2. It was nice. Yeah, I have DirecTV now there too, and they're showing our Abreu catching Ankalaev with a head kick in there. But did Ankalaev miss weight? I seen that two fighters missed weight. I looked at very little yesterday. I worked 14 hours yesterday, and then just about 2 hours commuting on top of it. So I was just kind of looking on the phone, going back and forth all day, and then literally I woke up at 11:30 at night to go into work tonight this morning, so I could get home in time for this. Hey, I'm interested in every MMA event. I hear you, Michael. Spam me, homie. I watch One Cage Warriors, CFL, BMMA, PFL, UFC, Invicta, you name it. I really would have liked to have done the one last night, the new one on DAZN. And it'll come back to him. GSP needs to stay in or get out. They should make a 150, 170, 60, and 170. I think you keep the 155. You move a 165 and you go 170, because if you go 150, then you have to change more weight classes. Then you have to take 145. You only have a 5-pound differentiation. Then you would have to take that to 140, and you would also have to change 135. And unanimous decision, a couple 30-27s and 129-28. Exactly how I seen it. Victory for Magomed Ankalaev, excuse me. I got to get down those Russian names. This is bullshit. Why is Tony being passed over? Well, Tony was offered the fight, and he said, I'm not fighting for a prelim championship. And I don't blame him. It is bullshit. He should have never been asked to fight for a prelim. And honestly, he was the interim champion when he got injured. He came back early. I mean, how many people would really would have really had an issue with just giving Tony the belt? Because I mean, that I thought was the point of making an interim championship. Am I correct? That if it's not supposed to be a #1 contender spot, the interim championship is supposed to be if the champion is not able to defend his belt. And it doesn't seem to me that that's the way it's being used. And I mean, I'm open to your guys' take on that, but I mean, that's just my take on it, fast and firm right now, is that I think Tony Ferguson should have at least been giving a shot at the real title. It's an absolute abomination. Oh, it's on my scrolling that I missed the I. Thank you. I see where you got me. I was looking in my description. So, thank you, Billy. But I became pretty obsessed, as you guys have seen. Probably a lot of you probably seen that I made that video saying that Khabib Nurmagomedov and GSP would be fighting in Madison Square Garden in November. I would say that's still a great possibility, but both fighters tried to make that fight. And the reason I called that to begin with is I was thinking from a business sense from the UFC side. I thought the person you were going to have to talk into that, honestly, was GSP. And the fighters were on board with this. I don't understand. Especially being, like I said, that you have a champion which you basically said you're going to have to strip. Dana said he would not let Khabib sit for 13 months. Should have been for the real belt. That's what I say, yeah. What happened to that fighter? Abreu, his nose looks let up. Yeah, he got caught with a big elbow, man. Great to see Rashad Evans at cage side with commentary. Rashad Evans and Dan Hardy. Oh, and he's here talking about because he fought George St. Pierre, of course, in 2010. And I remember at that time, Dan Hardy was he was the #1 legitimate contender. He had crazy power. A lot of people gave him a great shot against George St. Pierre. And for those of you that aren't familiar with that fight, it's maybe because it was 9 years ago. I know some of those of you that were younger were maybe only 10 or 11 years old. But I definitely remember that fight. Rashad Evans are talking about former training partner of GSP. 2005 to 2010. By the way, Prague is... You are right, Tard Strength. It is Prague, thank you. Fergie just blew it, I think. Link for the stream. It is on ESPN Plus. I pay for it, so I don't have any links. Sorry. Oh, post. I got it 1-1. Yeah, I was saying it could be 2-1, could be 1-1, Michael, and the judges split it just like that. Good afternoon by Mexico. What is up? Hello to Mexico. How are you? Those rankings don't matter. I don't believe it's about the money. I got 29-28 Ankov. Yes, good break. This guy is good. I liked it. Yeah, UFC #1 priority is money. Then is who is the best fighter. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Khabib. Oh, Khabib suspended for the Eagle Bear smash into the crowd. Yeah, Dan Hardy was definitely a beast. They had talked about him coming back possibly recently. I don't know how old he is. When he left the sport, I did not see any reason for him to continue then, and it's been a very long time since he's been in there. You see Jon Dodson warming up in the back, 21-10, 10 wins by knockout, number 9 ranked 125-pounder in the UFC. This is a guy a lot of people at one time thought that was going to be Demetrius Johnson, possibly his toughest opponent. And this is the guy, if he connects, he's had some ups and downs recently, but when he connects, I mean, then the night can be over very quickly. So, number 9, Jon Dodson versus 10-1 Petr Yan out of Russia. Another Russian fighter here because we are in Prague. We got the Russian fights tonight. And for those of you that weren't completely on board with the Bellator that I'll be doing tonight, because you didn't recognize some of the card, just so you know, everybody on that main event card, they all are from the SBG Ireland camp. I know I'm jumping around a little bit there, but it kind of seemed to tie in with all these Russian fighters and what we have next. So Petr Yan versus Jon Dodson coming up next. And I will fix that on here. Yeah, I was big on Dodson for a little while before he had a couple roadblocks as well, though, and I was really looking forward to him fighting Demetrius Johnson at the time. I will admit now after watching the fight, stupidly, I thought he had a shot at Demetrius Johnson. He obviously did not. And it looks like this is going to be at 135 tonight. That is not surprising. All the 125-pounders that are losing, that don't go up to 135, they are being asked to exit the UFC upon their losses. So probably a good time to move up to 135. I think it's going to be a good match too, man. Khabib is staying out longer because he wants to serve the same suspension his teammates did for helping him. Also, I heard Khabib paid the fines of his teammates. That's exactly what I heard, Jason, and I understand both parts here. And my God, does Jon Dodson have the biggest fro in the game? I'm not sure how he makes 130. Well, I guess that's why he's up 10 pounds maybe right now. He may have had to do that to make, to be heavy enough to make the weight. I don't know. But that is an impressive looking fro. But yeah, that's exactly what I seen. Jason, I think it's very admirable of Khabib. I am a huge Khabib Nurmagomedov fan. He has become my second, third favorite, basically. I got Stipe Miocic. Daniel Cormier has kind of been my second guy. Khabib has really moved into third here recently. As far as some of my best, favorite fighters, it's hard to differentiate between him because I'm a big Donald Cerrone fan too. But except with Dodson's bro, I didn't see the brony tail. I just seen the huge fro. I think I couldn't see it before. This definitely going to be a good match, though. I think Dodson needs to get in the pocket and slip and rip. Here comes Petr Yan out of Krasnoyarsk. I can't pronounce it. Cry, Russia. I'm going to have to work on my Russian pronunciation. Bellator going to be lit tonight. I think so too, guys. It's all Irish fighters. It's like all Irish fighters. I know a lot of people are downplaying this Bellator card tonight because you don't recognize a lot of people on here. I kind of thought at first that I'm like, oh, this is just kind of an exhibition for James Gallagher. Do we really need a whole card for this? But no, this is, we got Smolin. Is it Justin Smolin? That was on The Ultimate Fighter out of SBG Ireland. Several other SBG Ireland fighters. The only thing I can see is that it appears that they may have matched these guys up with highly favorable matchups, which I'm okay with sometimes. Petr Yan has the 5th longest active winning streak in the bantamweight division with 3. 5 wins by knockout, boxing master of the sport. That shows you how competitive the bantamweight division still is. And that TJ Dillashaw, I believe, needs to get back and defend that title against somebody other than Henry Cejudo. I like some of these super fights, but it's like go down, go once, come back and defend your belt. DC did it right. You know, he went and got the light heavyweight championship belt. He basically decided, I'm going to fight heavyweight. He, you know, kind of half relinquished the belt. They were about to strip him. So, yeah, that's kind of, I thought that was pretty petty of Data to kind of come out and say, oh, well, we were probably going to strip him anyways. Kind of unnecessary for him to relinquish it. He won 2 belts. Give him his moment in the sun if you're going to give him the chance to do that. What's up, Wyatt Matheson in the house? I'm doing good, friend. How are you? Wyatt Matheson with the big breakdown this week when I didn't have time, so hopefully some of you guys were able to check that out on his channel. John Dodson, 5th highest striking defense in UFC bantamweight history. 6th fastest knockout in UFC bantamweight history, 37 seconds. Tough 14 bantamweight winner defeats TJ Dillashaw by knockout. Just 1 second. I think I'm going to check my dog real quick before this fight starts. What is going on? Sorry for the interruption there. Petr Yan, 11-1, weighing in at 136. He is a -310 favorite tonight. I'm not surprised to see him the favorite. Wow, that is a packed crowd. I mean, those are some small seats. Look at this. Everybody's basically sitting on each other's laps if you guys are watching this. John Dodson, 21-10. Plus 250 underdog, also weighed in at 136. Yeah, he's got that fro all wrapped up tonight. I'm not sure what they were showing before. I'm not sure if that would even pass the sanctioning laws. I mean, that for those of you guys that couldn't see it, I don't know if you remember. You guys aren't going to remember. Most of you are probably too young. I'm going to show my age here. I think it was like 2003 or maybe before. Ludacris had an animation on a CD cover. And for those of you that don't know what a CD is, it's a compact, it stands for compact disc. It used to play music. No, but he had this animation where he had this huge fro. And I think John Dodson's was actually bigger. Here we go, though. Dodson in the black and red shorts. Petr Yan in the red and white. And here we go. Fight finisher. Oh, and a big left hand. That's for Dodson right away. And Yan, maybe a little bit of a slip there, but he was down. And if John Dodson smells blood, he will move. And you got to wonder, when you've had fighters that have been cutting so much weight, and now maybe a little bit that, if that is alleviated, is that going to be better for some of these fighters? Combination of the body there for Dodson comes up with a left up top. We've seen this from a lot of different fighters recently. We've seen some mixed results from fighters moving up, for sure. Thiago Santos, it has been absolutely incredible for him, though. Even better for Anthony Johnson. He's looking at a title shot now. Oh, nice left hook to the body there from Dodson, a couple shots, and he gets in and out. And he is slipping in and out, just as Michael Pauly was saying that he needed to do. He's doing exactly what you said right now. Nice right hand to the body there for Gian. And I'm not sure why they stopped it for a second. They kind of acted like maybe it was low. It didn't look low to me. Inside leg kick there lands for Gian. And Gian goes for the body kick, and Dodson lifts up the body kick right away and pulls him to the ground. Dodson, a guy that had been having more downs than up recently. He had been a shining star for a while there in the 125-pound division. Going up 10 pounds, not... Oh, big right hand lands for Yan right on the chin. And a big right hook, two big right hooks and a left hook up top. And just as I was singing the praises of John Dodson, Peter Yan starts tagging him with power shots. Throws a kick to the body. Dodson takes him down, but Yan pops right back up. Either of these guys, though, a lot of these guys coming from 125, I believe could find new life at 135. Nice knee to the body there for Dodson, and he goes for a throw, and Yan kind of pushes him off there. The issue could be with Dodson. Oh, and a right hand lands there for Yan. And it could be that Dodson's only 5'3". And I think we had a fairly solid 125-pound division, to be honest. I know Demetrius had cleared it out, but that kind of gave it new life, in my opinion, with Demetrius being gone. Straight right and a left there from Dodson and a 1-2 from Yan. Both of these guys basically just boxing right now. Oh, Peter Yan goes for the flying knee. Dodson catches him, gets the clinch. I'm not sure if Dodson is strong enough to take Yan down and keep him down, though. Oh, nice shot over the top out of the clinch from Dodson, and Yan comes back with a left hook of his own. Switches back to orthodox from southpaw. Dodson staying in southpaw this whole fight. Doesn't generally switch. Oh, nice kick to the body and a straight right from Dodson. Yan comes back with a three-punch combination. Big left hook and a right hand. But Yan misses big, and Dodson didn't seem quick enough to get there and capitalize on it. It looked like there was space for him to throw a right hook over the middle. And maybe that's a misjudgment on my part there, but Dodson looked a little slower than he has in the past. 1-2 for Yan. Dodson blocks that. Straight left lands for Dodson. 45 seconds left in this first round. Oh, nice shots there from Yan. Good combination, and he clinches Dodson up. I think he's looking to throw those knees or hopefully get a tie clinch. I think he perceives a strength advantage over Dodson, and I'm seeing that possibility too. He lands a knee and then breaks back out. Big right hand there for Peter Yan. Knee to the body. Dodson lands a right coming in as they exchange shots. But Peter Yan definitely landing more and the bigger shots this round. Oh, a couple of nice shots there from Dodson. A right hand and a left hook to end the round. But I think Peter Yan did plenty to win that round. Thank you, Jason, for being on the mod there, kicking people out. Thank you. Nature's Helmet. I've done a 180 on Khabib too. I was ill-informed about him and hated him. Over the last year, got educated on who he is and what he's about, and he's a fantastic, genuine human being. 2 for 2 with predictions tonight. You are great at breaking these fights down, Wyatt. I've watched you do your homework. Good job. For those of you guys that haven't checked out Wyatt's channel, and I noticed your subscribers pop up a few, so hopefully a few came over from this channel. I think you went from 34 to 38. Brand new channel there from Wyatt Matheson, but he is very well spoken. Got a great MMA mind over there. Is Cejudo homosexual? I have no idea, man. I honestly don't really care about those things too much, but I know some people do. I've gone the other way in Khabib. I used to like him till he started being a totally different person. He took a crew to strong-arm Lobov and went from Conor fanboy to Conor hater. Fake. Well, Conor... I think Conor caused some things to maybe not like him so much. And these guys are clinching up. A lot of dirty boxing. Nice left hook from Dodson. Jan comes back with a left hook. Moves forward. They exchange shots. Right hand up on the temple there from Jan. And I don't think this new hairdo is going to work out for Dodson in the cage. Because this is just starting to look like he's hiding a receding hairline at this point. Nice inside leg kick there from Jan. If you're looking to sync up, I'll let you know when I'm at 4 minutes. Oh, big right hand from Jan! And I'm at 4 minutes right now. I thought Dodson was going to get knocked out right there. And Dodson clinching. I don't think his feet are underneath him. He seems to be walking like he's okay, but he got rocked. And he catches the body kick of Jan, which maybe shows that he recovered quick enough here. But nice shot there from Dodson. Jan blocking all of that, but the left hand there, though. At least Dodson's throwing combinations, though, at 125. Oh, big left hand for Jan there. Dodson was getting in the habit of just trying to land one punch. He seems to be throwing more combinations, but he is very, very hittable right now. When he ducks that right hand from Jan, though, and lands a nice body kick. Oh, huge right hand snaps Dodson's head back there. And Jan has got a great disciplined boxing stance. He actually looks like a boxer. He's got his hands up. He has some boxing experience, though. Nice body kick there from John Dodson. Oh, big left hook for Dodson, and Jan is hurt now. And Dodson on top. That was almost like, that was like a game changer. And, whoa, big knee from Dodson in the clinch. Beautiful moves from Dodson, the 3.5 to 1 underdog. Jan moves forward, but Dodson is landing bombs. Another knee from Dodson. This is blood in the water right now. Oh, and a 1-2 and a left hook lands for Jan. Dodson does need to be careful not to get caught coming in. Oh, big right hand, left hook and a right hand from Jan and a body kick. What recuperation skills from Petr Yan. I thought Dodson might be about to end the fight. And to come back with those combinations right there, I'm not sure how much he was actually hurt. But he certainly got floored with 4-ounce gloves. Oh, nice 1-2 there from Dodson. Right hook from Jan, and this is just becoming an absolute war right now. Body kick from Jan on the break. Oh, and a big body kick from Jan and a 1-2, and Dodson clinches now, pushes Jan back to the center of the cage. I knew on paper this could be a great fight. I just wasn't sure what Dodson we can get, and Dodson lands another big counter right. And he seems to be timing Jan as Jan comes forward with those straight shots. He's moving to the side. He's getting angles where he can land counter hooks, and he's landed several big left hands. Nice left hook there from Dodson. A big right hand from Jan. That being said, Jan is also landing a lot of those straight shots, and I think he should go back to that left hook a lot more. Oh, nice jab and a right hook to the body there from Jan. Dodson comes back up with that left hook again. Of course, Dodson from the southpaw position. Another big straight right there from Jan. And another 1-2 and a knee. I don't think he hurt Dodson on that, but definitely big scoring shots. Right hook for Jan. Oh, another right hand lands for Jan. I think that he thinks he has Dodson hurt right now. Another straight right lands for Jan. I just don't think those were that powerful of shots. Oh, and now Dodson gets caught there, seems to move a little bit. He has great recuperative powers as well, though. Last few seconds of this second round. Nice left hook up top and a right uppercut from Petr Yan. Knee to the body and a right hand. And Yan coming back with some big shots in a round that I thought John Dodson had done a lot better. Petr Yan may have pulled out the second round with some flurries there at the end. I gave the round to Dodson because a lot of it because of flooring from that left hook. That was a big shot, and that was a legitimate knockdown. All right, let's go to some of the comments here. I might not be able to get everybody here, but let's get some of them in here. 35ers now come in at like 45 or 50, even heavier. Yeah, they need to do something about the hydration tests, I believe. Yeah, definitely won that one. Oh, I'm a ways back. I'm going to move forward a little bit in the chat to about 55. There we go. Does that mean Cormier is too small for heavyweight? I don't think so. No, because Cormier is a natural heavyweight. Cormier is the smallest guy in the division. By height, for sure. Heavyweight doesn't compare to other weight classes. Different animal. You naturally weigh 136 and fight a guy who's naturally 155. It's hard to compete. Demetrius the GOAT at 125. All right, here we go. But science says that if you cut big weight as the fight goes on, cardio should be in the favor of the fighter, obviously, that didn't have to cut all that weight. Jan lands a big left hook up top. I think that plays more into effect in 5-round fights than in 3 rounds, though. Nice left hand there lands for Jan. Oh, big right hand and a left hook up top from Jan. There definitely seems... Oh, big left hook for Jan. Dodson lands a counter right as Jan comes in. Does definitely seem to be a size advantage tonight for Petr Yan. I mean, Dodson fought at 125 forever. I don't believe it was ever a weight he had issues making. Nice right hand there from Dodson. And it seemed, oh, nice straight left there from Petr Yan. I think Dana White seems to be content to just let 125 take care of itself rather than just closing the division out, because he would have to pay out some contracts. What he's been doing is when a fighter loses, nice straight right and a double left hook from John Dodson. For those of you that don't know, that think all of the contract strength is with the UFC, the fighter actually has some rights. They have to lose a fight or refuse 2 fights to be eligible for the UFC to release them. Otherwise, it's a violation of contract on the UFC's part. Now, the fighter has to fight their entire contract, regardless of what happens. Oh, big left hook there for Petr Yan. And that's why I see a lot of fighters looking for a fighters union even more now. Big straight right from Yan. I know Dana's not going to be for that. Nice right hook from Jan. Dodson comes back with a right hand there. I do have this around a piece. Like I said, some of these judges are going to have the second round for Jan. I think that's going to be split. Oh, flying knee for Jan. Goes for the flying knee and jumps all the way over Dodson. Dodson ducks underneath and gets the takedown. And he is trying to hold Jan down, but Jan easily working that. Gets the back standing now of Dodson. 2:05 left in the fight. Right hand for Petr Yan as he kind of had Dodson in a compromising position. Dodson saying, "You hit me behind the head." Knee to the chin from Jan, and he throws a spinning back fist. Dodson gets out of the way of that, though. Oh, big 1-2 from Petr Yan. And I got to feel a little sorry for Dodson tonight because I think he's looked much better. Oh, nice right uppercut and a left hand from Petr Yan, but I think he is drastically outsized here. I think maybe he is a legitimate 125er. If not, he's one of those tweeners that would do better at 130-pound weight division that doesn't exist. But Dodson just looked up at the clock, and I think he's losing this fight. Right hand and 3 lefts consecutively from Yan as Dodson tries to get up here. He may want to know, he may be, and Dodson grabs the fence there as Yan tries to take him back, and the referee looks at him sternly. That can be an automatic point when you grab the fence and it interferes with a for sure takedown, which it looked like that would have been for Yan, who lands a left hook and a straight right. 50 seconds left in this fight. We've seen it with I think it was Tito Ortiz and Forrest Griffin. I want to say there's a point taken. No, it was Rashad Evans and Tito Ortiz. An immediate point taken away. Straight rights. 2 straight rights in a row land for Yan. And Petr Yan's, nice left hook. Another big left shot there. Petr Yan in complete control right now. Left uppercut from underneath. Takes Dodson down to the ground. Dodson talking, complaining about, and those are some big shots. Everything to the back of the head there. The referee's saying something. Now he's not. Now it's on the side of the head and uppercuts from underneath. Looks like he did land maybe several of those shots on the back of the head. Possibly it's hard to see because of that big throw there from Jaw Dodson. Official decision coming up, but I think that's a fairly easy one for Petr Yan. Let's go back to the comments here. Gotta go AAA. Hey, for Fights Live. Demetrius is the GOAT at 125. But DJ wouldn't have been the 135 GOAT. Yeah, he did not fight well at 135. Remember, that's where he started out. I'm not saying he fought bad, but he dominated when he went to 125. Demetrius is small compared to other fighters in his division. Elliott dwarfed him, and Demetrius won. That worked good for Edgar. Edgar, another good example. I'm going to cut forward ahead just a little bit here. What's up, Zoltan in the house? Dodson is just an overbuilt atomweight. Yeah, he almost seems to have a little bit of gut on him at 136. I mean, not a gut, but like he could be tightened up a little bit if he didn't have to put that extra weight on. Dodson hasn't been the same since he got hurt. I agree, Jason. I was hoping he might have a new life here at 135, but so far it just seems like he's going to be overpowered. After he came back after his injury, he looked a lot worse against DJ. Yeah, the second fight against DJ was not good for him. I would blame Gray Jackson. All their fighters become too cautious and ruins their style. Here is the official decision. All 3 judges score at 30-27, and Dodson holding his hand up, but I think he's got to know better than that. Yeah, he kind of smiles like, yeah, I have to hold my hand up because that's what you're supposed to do. But he's not surprised. Dodson is going to, it's over. Dodson is going to 1FC. Yeah, that's where a lot of these lighter fighters are probably going to end up at. And Bellator, they don't have the depth for a 125. What is their lowest rate is 135 right now, I think. That moves Petr Yan's winning streak to 4. What's the great 170 other day with Hughes and BJ, where they were actually at a natural weight. BJ actually weighed 168. Oh man, they had some great wars. People are already forgetting about Matt Hughes and the beautiful armbar submission he had on George St. Pierre. The incredible comeback. Incredible victories over BJ Penn. Those guys went back and forth. Incredible comebacks in a lot of fights. That guy was just a lot of grit, strength, and determination. Next week, Jon Jones versus Anthony Smith. The week after that, Derek Lewis versus Junior Dos Santos. March 16th is Till versus Masvidal. Then March 23rd, we have Stephen Thompson versus Anthony Pettis. 4 more huge consecutive weeks of fighting. Next week, of course, 7 p.m. Pacific. ESPN Plus starts at 5 p.m. Pacific. The Saturday after, 1 p.m. Pacific for the Till versus Masvidal. 5 p.m. Pacific for Thompson versus Pettis on the 23rd. I think because you get some more prelims in there. And that's what it says. Yes, prelims set. Same thing on the pay-per-view card coming up. Prelims want to be on ESPN, 5 p.m. And I'm looking forward to this fight. Return of Liz Carmouche versus Lucie Pudilová. Close odds on this. Carmouche 12-6, slight favorite at -145. Pudilová plus 125, slight underdog. BJ fought Machado. Yeah, that was insane. And BJ was an animal too. I wish he would stop coming back. He needs to come back about like Matt Hughes did before that car accident. Dodson versus Gabby Garcia Ryzen. Oh, nice. What was Dodson's injury? Knee? Before or now? I don't think he had an injury tonight. I think he did have a knee injury in the past. Yeah, Trevi, but TJ wasn't as good then. Thank you for the clarification, Jason. Yeah, he does. He doesn't seem to have that spirit anymore. Yeah, Hughes was just an athletic specimen, man. He was a farm boy. For those of you that weren't watching back then, that aren't as old as my old 40-year-old ass, no. Back in the day before they had camps and things, Rich Franklin and Matt Hughes got together. They got some old tapes of like some Gracie stuff and even a lot of Bruce Lee books and videos, and they were training out in a backyard and in a shed. They had no guidance of where they were going, no coaches, and they just figured it out. And that was kind of, I think, when mixed martial arts really took a turn, though. Started to take a turn with those guys. He is the man that fought a train and won. Oh, man, yeah, I'm glad he's still with us, but it's so sad. BJ was a nut, Jason. He didn't have to fight because his family is rich. That's a great point, too. Billy, it wasn't a train, it was Chuck Norris going for a jog. Oh, jeez. Hughes beat a train, he is the GOAT. Every week, heck yeah. Jeremy Horn, Tim Sylvia. Oh, Jesus. Carmouche versus Pudilová. Wasn't it Jens Pulver and Matt Hughes that trained in the barn? I know Jens Pulver may have been involved in it as well, but I know Rich Franklin and Matt Hughes talked about training in that barn, or at least training together. It's been so long, you know. I could be mixing some of the names up together, but I'm almost positive that Franklin and Hughes were training together. Somewhere. At one of their houses, one of their yards or barns or something. But, yeah, Jens Pulver in that same, around that same time era. Yep, Jeremy Lawler, that was good. And Lawler's still out there. Pull that up, Jamie. Billy is like my Jamie here. Billy, young David's not usually up here. Billy just needs to move in. I need to hire him as an intern like young Jamie. I think people would be happy then because he couldn't play trivia anymore. Unfortunately, I'm not making any money, though, so Billy wouldn't be making any money. That'd be an unpaid intern, so. Young David's doing much better. Thank you, Jason. He's going to a band performance today. Actually, both of my kids are playing at the band for the basketball game. Snohomish girls basketball team is in the playoffs right now. They're pretty good, have a pretty good shot at a championship, actually. I would probably be going, except for neither of the kids care about basketball. They'll play for about 5 minutes during little interjections. My daughter's training is the drum major because she'll be the drum major next year, which leads the whole band. She's kind of the intern right now, and she's actually going to join us for March Madness because she was telling me, Dad, I don't know anything about basketball, and I need to know what's going on because if we do something wrong, we could literally get our team penalized. So she says she wants to March Madness. I'm all over it. JT360, no long time no see. Yo, brother. And my wife is working on that shirt for you today. Now that we got a shirt size, we'll get that in the mail. I'm not sure what the deal was with our emails, but Lucie Pudilová, first Czech female fighter on UFC flyweight debut, 2 wins by knockout, 2 wins by submission, earned performance award in her last fight against Aldana at UFC 228. And even though she is a slight underdog tonight, the UFC definitely could be hoping for her to get a big win against Liz Carmouche, kind of feed her over. And of course, she's very popular here because she's basically got a home crowd here. And you guys are right on the ESPN app not really being optimized for PC, I think. I'm going to have to bring in another TV with one of my Rokus. Not so bad this week, though. Nothing like what was starting to go on last week. Liz Carmouche on her way down to the cage right now. Peter Yan has the look of a killer. I'm rooting for him even though I like Dodson. They just had that fight, JT, and Jan won. There's the Wikipedia Militech link. Militech link. For future reference, Billy. Yep, Pat Militech. And that link is going to be allowed. So nobody remove that. That one's fine. It's not an illegal link. All good, but no links, brother. Billy's right. I'm not trying to override my moderator. Michael, if you do have something like that, just ask permission first, please. Liz Carmouche, 6 wins by knockout, 3 first-round finishes, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And, of course, she was in the very first female MMA fight against Ronda Rousey. Ended up getting the backpack on Ronda Rousey, and I'll tell you what, I was getting very nervous for Rousey there because I thought Liz Carmouche was going to derail her in her very first fight. Carmouche, 35 years old now, 5'6". Lucie Pudilová, 24, 9 years her junior, 5'8". She'll have an inch and a half reach advantage at 67.5. And I think Pudilová, even though she's a slight underdog, good to see Herb Dean back in there, and I think I slightly lean towards Pudilová. She is younger. I think she's on her way up. I think she gets the victory tonight. She is a plus 125 underdog out of the Czech Republic. How did Jan win? Unanimous decision. Michael Poe, so I've told my moderators, and I need to be fair, but I don't, as you've seen, I don't always get the chance to communicate with them the entire time, so I don't want to be confusing. So this is the reason for that. I understand that, but I guess maybe I need to clarify. If you see a link to a fight that's illegal, moderators, go ahead and remove that. Thank you for not removing Michael. So let's do it. If there's somebody that you recognize that's in here a lot, like Michael Pauly, and he puts up a link to like a Wikipedia, that's fine. Or if it's somebody that I have talked to in advance, right now it's basically just Wyatt and Dutch Guy have permission for links from their channels. But anybody else who wants to link something to their channel for YouTube, just ask me for permission. I'm probably going to grant it. But I just don't, I want to make sure my moderators aren't being forced to play the bad guy. Nice side kick to the body there from Pudilová. I hope that was clear. As I'm trying to kind of compute the fights here too. Nice front kick to the body there from Pudilová, and they clinch. Carmouche clinches here, knee to the body from Pudilová. And yeah, this ESPN lag app on the PC, unfortunately, is often on quite a bit of lag. It's looking good for now, but I'm going to have to bring that Roku in. Definitely got plenty of... I can't believe Mike saying my name without knowing me personally. What do you mean, Michael Pauly? Oh, no worries. Not your fault. Why I didn't block you? I'll never put ad links up. Only legit info links. So, yeah, don't block anything from Michael Pauly. But Billy's a newer moderator, so he may not have known you either. But nobody says my name right. What's phonetically spelled? So... And we got Herb Dean in here. I'm kind of wishing we had that more active judge or referee in there right now, because I'd be making a break about now. I wonder if some of these referees that have been around for a while, if some of them start to get complacent. And I would like to get some of you, especially the veterans, out there, their opinion on that. Herb Dean's been doing this for a long time. I've seen maybe he's gotten a little hesitant as time has gone on. Of course, the downfall of Mario Yamasaki, well documented. Foot stomps there from Liz Carmouche. A tip of the hat to the great Marco Huas, King of the Streets, that made foot stomps a thing in the UFC. Only a few fighters using him after him, but he was the only one maybe that used them actually effectively. Pudilová with a great takedown defense here on Liz Carmouche. In at 125, Pudilová, just as in the Dodson fight, does seem to be a bigger, stronger fighter possibly. I guess we're going to see. I don't know what she cuts down from. But Liz at 125, she has fought at 135. She fought Ronda at 135. That was only because there was no 125-pound division. And come on, Herb, how long do you need to see a stalemate before you need a break? Herb Dean, once known and maybe still known as one of, if not the best referees in MMA. I think Mark Goddard has taken that position recently, but yeah, he should have called him up. Oh, wow, and Liz Carmouche just had, she has blood coming out of her head like a bucket, and Pudilova's got a guillotine choke. I mean, that is nasty. I cannot see the cut, but there is a pool of blood that looks like a murder scene in the corner. Liz Carmouche is splattering this entire cage with blood right now. And I still cannot see the cut. She lands a couple knees to the body. Liz Carmouche, nobody's ever going to question her toughness. The gorilla. And it looks like it's up, might be up on her forehead in her hairline. Because I didn't see it on the face. Nice elbow there from Pudilová. And Pudilová has more blood on her than Carmouche. It was hard to see where all that blood was coming from there. But Pudilová trying to pump back up there. She never was completely down. She was like 3/4 of the way down. And now, after all of this, in the motion... Oh, Herb Dean's breaking because it's the end of the round. I'm not real happy with Herb Dean right now, to be honest. Renzo Gracie was a monster foot stomper, but he didn't fight much. Yolo's is dripping. Yeah, definitely pouring. I disagree. Steve Gossard has nothing on Steve Mazzagatti. That's the other one I was trying to think of, was Steve Mazzagatti. I knew there was another one that was impressing me recently, and I could see his face, but the name just wasn't coming. Thank you, Billy. I think that cut is in her hair somewhere. Yeah, I think I noticed that up in her hairline right afterwards. I was having a hard time. Comedic Genius, all stand. What is up? Mikey, it's your boy in here. What's up, rest of the creeps? Oh, Comedic Genius. Comedic Genius posted, he was on it, 2 o'clock in the morning with the Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway fight. And he thought I wasn't up, and I answered immediately because I was already at work. UFC Fight Pass live events, UFC 235 early prelims, Cage Warriors coming up. I don't know how much of a chance I'm going to get to do some of those, but there are a lot of big MMA events going on all the time now, more than I have time for. Not to complain, but just, you know, just for reference of like Wyatt Matheson that's running a YouTube channel and stuff, they are demonetizing more often. I'm actually doing this stream for free. I have not figured that out why yet, but apparently this stream's already been demonetized. Nice low leg kick there from Pudilová. I actually like Josh Rosenthal until things got weird. Mazzagatti will stand him up. What's up, Troy Young? Yes, you are right, man. But he's so long. She can front kick from the other side of the octagon. You need personally advertisers. I will cut to some advertisements actually here soon. Man, this fight kind of sucks. This is not really what I was expecting right now. No disrespect to either of these young ladies, but I know Liz not really young at 35 right now, but she's younger than me. So nice leg kick there from Pudilová. And best stock out there right now, and I'm going to start giving credit to you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Billy. I seen you took that stock from Robinhood. You're about the 6th or 7th. Some of them I didn't recognize the name because you use different names on YouTube. But thank you for all of those that have gotten your stock on Robinhood. But guys, really, it's free. It's a free stock on Robinhood. I know we're in the middle of this right now, but I'm going to go ahead and put it up anyways. Because this fight is what it is right now. And they are standing back up here. Actually, I'll wait till the end of the round. That way I can address my advertiser properly. A little over 2 minutes here, excuse me, left. I got some feedback, constructive feedback recently from On It. Oh, spinning wheel kick there from Pudilová. Nothing I did wrong, but just kind of, you know, tell me, hey, let's make sure you don't put yourself in a bad situation. So Carmouche going for the takedown. Picks up Pudilová, slams her to the ground, but she also gets herself in a guillotine here. She's got her head in a good position here right now, though, and she's out. They don't call her Gorilla for nothing. I mean, she is strong as hell. And Carmouche moves to mount. This is where she wants this fight right now. What's up, Geeky Spartan in the house? Get a hold of ESPN Plus and see if they will let you advertise. I've been trying. They are hard to get a hold of. A lot of decisions. What's up, Spook Show? How you doing? Disney owns Fox and I didn't think Disney owned Fox. Carmouche. Pudilová, great work here to turn this around, and Carmouche now on the bottom. Pudilová in her guard picks Carmouche up and slams her to the ground. Like I said, even though Carmouche was able to get that big takedown, I think Pudilová maybe just has a size advantage. Carmouche pound for pound about as tough as they come. But another big elbow there from Pudilová, and the last thing Carmouche is more blood dripping from that head. Big elbows here from Pudilová towards the end of the round, and a big right hand down, and brutal ground and pound from Pudilová. I have her up 2 rounds to 1.
That's what inspired us to create America's most advanced internet.
But guys, the greatest promotion out here right now that I like, because it's the easiest for you guys. The most of you have taken advantage of this. For those of you that haven't taken advantage of it, you have to take advantage of this. And that is Robinhood. So here is the link. Is all you have to do is click that link, sign up for the free stock, and that's it. You get a stock, I get a stock. Everybody wins. It costs you nothing. And here's the thing, guys. Like I said, this stream's already got demonetized, and I am learning that I'm going to have to not depend on YouTube ad revenue as my main income stream. If all 5,000 of my subscribers were to use that Robinhood app, it's kind of a spin of the wheel with the stocks. The ones I've been getting in between $3.50 and $6. It would literally net me somewhere in between $15,000 and $30,000. That gives me a lot more time to work on Fights of Friends, and it gives you guys free stocks. Robinhood, they're my favorite. She's an advertiser right now. My favorite partner. Living up to the name. No disrespect to On It and some of these other. I shouldn't say, I guess, that I have a favorite, but they definitely have the best deal out there right now. How is that? Carmouche catches the front kick there from Pudilová. Pudilová goes for a big axe kick there. And hello to Dutch guy. I seen you pop in, brother. What is going on, man? Good to see you. I have to go JT on that one. Gian wins by sub. Oh, nice left hook up top from Carmouche. Body kick and a right hook from Carmouche. She had some better moments for sure in that last round. Unfortunately, Pudilová kind of turned the tables on her on that takedown. I do have Pudilová up 2 rounds to 0. Some judges could have given Carmouche that round. Pudilová with the low leg kick there. 3:20 left in this fight. Nice left hook up top there from Pudilová. Like I said, I actually picked Pudilová. I didn't even do my picks on the other ones. I didn't even do them on here. But I said I thought Pudilová was on her way up. Carmouche maybe on her way down. Nice front kick there from Carmouche. But 35 years old, is getting up there for the lighter weight fighters. And women's MMA is very young right now, so it's hard to say if female fighters are going to age around the same as men. I haven't seen a huge difference so far. Significant strike accuracy, way in favor of Carmouche, though. Nice low leg kick there from Carmouche. 49% to like 13. It's just been the groundwork of Pudilová. 21-30. Oh, and a scramble. Pudilová ends up on top, and now Carmouche gets into side control. Pudilová lifting her hand up as if I think she might have gotten injured on that takedown. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I think she may have had, it's a weird inclination, but I think she might have gotten a rib injury in that takedown, just the way she popped. And look at that, Carmouche immediately throws 3 elbows to the ribs of the left side of Pudilová. It's just an inclination because I've gotten that injury before, so I know how it happens. And the way that she kind of came up, like she was out of breath, was like what happened when I popped my rib out of the cartilage. And there she bridges there in Carmouche. So I don't think her rib's out of the cartilage. Oh, and Carmouche going for a heel hook. She might have this. Pudilová in panic mode here. Kicking off. This is a rare move to be pulled out. And Pudilová turns the tables on her. Great exchange there. Oh, but Carmouche has it again here. Going for the leg lock there. Spins it around. Pudilová landing elbows literally to the ass crack of Liz Carmouche here. That is interesting. I guess that's the only spot that's open here. She's just trying to get Liz to let go of that leg lock. And she gets out of it, and Pudilová ends up back on top in the guard of Liz Carmouche. Some interesting scrambles here. And Carmouche throwing up that high guard, looking for a submission. I have her down 2-0. I think Liz may be thinking the same thing. But Pudilová gets on top, isolates Carmouche's legs here. Oh, and big ground and pound with just seconds left in the fight. Huge elbows and hammer fists, as an exclamation point on this fight for Pudilová. This crowd is giving a standing ovation to their hometown favorite, Pudilová, and I thought she won every round. What's up, Howard Rock in the house? 96, she won't even kick. What's up, Finn Raider in the house? Do you think you will make a video addressing the lightweight division interim Tony Khabib situation? When I get to it, I have been planning on doing it. Yeah, eventually I will, Finn Raider. Thank you. Finn Raider in the house also tonight. Pooty, 30-27, says Michael Boy. Michael Boy said it here first. Yep, exactly. And speaking of Pooty, we are on YouTube. I know it's not MMA related, but for those of you that know the battle between T-Series and PewDiePie, not quite Pooty, but PewDiePie. PewDiePie's been having this thing called Pew News. He has the battle for subscribers. It's been called the Battle of the Machines versus the Humans. And none other but the great mind of Elon Musk has said that he will host Pew News on PewDiePie's channel. All right, here is the decision. 30-27, 29-28. And no surprise there. Whoa, I said no surprise there, but the decision goes to Liz Carmouche. And she's going to get a lot of boos here from this Prague crowd. I know there was a lot of transitions and a lot of interesting exchanges, but I thought that was a pretty easy win for Pudilová. I thought Carmouche might have won a round. Did anybody else have Carmouche in this? I know there wasn't an insane amount of action. Don't go off topic, Beard Man. Yeah, that's like asking a 4-year-old to not go off topic, Dutch guy. Tony versus Max. What just happened? I mean, Holloway versus what? That was weird. Did they accidentally misscore? That's what I thought, man. I mean, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I had Pudilová winning that one pretty easily. And Gian Villante, 17-10, former Ring of Combat heavyweight and light heavyweight champion. Also had a great college football career. For those of you that don't know, Luke Thomas had him on the show here recently. He was talking about having the all-time record, an all-time record at his alma mater football. He's facing Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. This is going to be an interesting fight. I think Gian Villante may be fighting an uphill battle here.
Liberty Mutual has just announced that they can customize your car insurance so that you only pay for what.
And I am on the Canadian site because it's so much easier to navigate. But they never update their odds anymore. Gian Villante versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. I think that's I think that's about as close as I'm gonna come to getting that name. And they're showing the great city of Prague there. I don't know how many of you have been to Russia, but I'll tell you, one of the things that I am most interested in life and seeing is that 1400s architecture that they still have some of their buildings there. All right, guys. Yeah, Gian Villante, one of the top 205ers, had a battle with my friend, good friend Sam Alvey, and Villante, I believe he's on the way up. I think his best days are still to come. I mean, still 33 years old. He does have 27 fights. 3 fight of the nights, but I think he's found a home at 205, and I think, I don't want to say he's going to make a run of the title right now, but I definitely think he's got some good fights left in him. Have to go with my man Max on that one, bro. Dustin is not able to hurt him. I think it's Max all day on that one, but it should be Tony. It should be Tony versus Dustin for the actual title. I'm not backing down for that one. Get the food out of here for Dizzy Demon Mike. What are you talking about, food? I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey Mike, this live, wasn't aware fight was this early. When did it start? Started 11 p.m. So you didn't miss a whole lot. A few fights here, Robert. I didn't put out another post because I realize now if you make 3 actions in a 24-hour period, your notifications will be locked up. Gian Villante now coming down to the cage, and I plan on doing 3 streams today. We have UFC Prague, we have boxing Brandon Rios versus Humberto Soto. Brandon Rios, 3-time world champion at lightweight. And then tonight's Bellator card in Dublin, Ireland, you have all SBG Ireland fighters on the main card. And I think that's going to be interesting with all those Irish fighters. Really nice city. All rise, Robert Kerrigan in the house. Definitely. He's fighting a small middleweight tonight, and I think he loses. He definitely could, Wyatt. By the way, I know Wyatt hasn't been here as long as some have, but I've talked about making him a moderator because he is somewhat of a partner channel now. Jan Villante, 3rd most significant strikes landed in modern UFC lightweight history. 3rd highest takedown in modern UFC lightweight heavyweight history. 5th highest striking. Tony turned the fight down. Yes, he did, but it should have been. He should not have been put in that position to begin with. It should have been for the legitimate championship, in my opinion. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, 24 years old, 6 feet tall. Gian Villante, 33 years old, 6'3". He'll have a 2-inch reach advantage at 76 inches. This occurred in the light heavyweight division. I might lean slightly towards Mikhail tonight, too. Wyatt, I have a lot of respect for Gian Villante, but Oleksiejczuk, he is a -200 favorite out of Poland, 12-2. It's a pretty tough sell tonight for Gian Villante. It seems like they've kind of fed some of these guys to the hometown fighters tonight. Hey, no problem. Thank you, Wyatt, for doing the video with me. What's up, Dutch Guy family? I got Mikhail. How many fights did I miss? You missed 2 fights, I believe. You didn't miss anything, man. They were scheduled, but I don't know if I'd exactly call them fights. Gian has been kind of a slide. Yes, I completely agree with you, Mike. Tony isn't a shot at lightweight belt sometime soon. I'm going to go insane. Of course, my longtime partner channel, Dutch Guy, MMA Newsroom. I got to talk to you later about next week's stream because we got to get a live stream on his channel. And that just may be next week for Jon Jones if he has the time. Villante in the black shorts, Oleksiejczuk in the gray. Jan was a decent fighter. Other than that, you didn't miss a thing. Yeah, Peter Jan versus Dodson. That was a decent fight. You're right. Oleksiejczuk checks the leg kick there from Villante. A little bit of a filling out process. Oh, nice left hook over the top from Oleksiejczuk. 4:20 left in the round. Inside leg kick there from Gian Villante. A right hook there from Villante and a right hand. Oh, big right hand from Villante. Right on the temple of Oleg there. And Oleg lands a nice straight left. I mean, this is light heavyweight. When you get to boxing, and they both land big shots there. I mean, anybody can put anybody out at any time. Just as Jason Azevedo was saying, as much as we kind of start to think he is, Jon Jones is not invincible. And Anthony Smith could take him out next week. Oleg with a nice left hook to the body there and a left hook up top. Nice left hand there straight from Villante. Big body shot from Oleksiejczuk and a couple of hammer fist shot. I think he got him with a liver shot, and it is all over. Mikel Oleg ends the fight here. Gian Villante doubles over in pain from a body shot. We're going to have to see the replay on that. Let's see what happened. Big, oh man. Oh wow, I think he just, oh perfect, right on the solar plexus. So this midsection, I don't know, I'm going to bring up the camera right here because I've had this happen to me. So this middle, basically the middle of your belly, right up above, like your diaphragm, go above your belly by about 6 inches and push in. There's like a little hole there. If you get hit there, it will knock the wind out of you. And I'm surprised it doesn't happen more in boxing. It happened to me in boxing when we were doing kind of a bare knuckle. So me and my friends, just to the body and chest. We wouldn't go to the head because we weren't getting paid and we're not crazy. But yeah, and I got caught with there. And man, I'll tell you, there was nothing happening at that point. I could not breathe. I felt like my lungs collapsed. And I think that's what just happened to Gian Villante. Yes, body knockout. John, that is a weight cut problem, says Michael. I don't know, like I said, it's happened to me. I was not cutting weight at the time. I don't believe I was. That's why I don't eat pizza every day. Oh, nice. Anyone picking Struve, says Quincy. I don't know, man. Struve is so hit and miss. When you cut, it weakens that area, and if you get hit there, it hurts. That makes sense, Michael. Finn Raiders might only be here for the prelims at 2:32 because I'll be having a party that night, but I'm so excited for that card. Even the prelims are stacked. Wyatt says he's picking Struve. I looked at it, and I think I'm leaning towards Struve too. Struve definitely needs the win. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, and I'm not going to say they fed him a fight here. But from his opponent, I think he stacks up against him pretty well. Marcos Rogério de Lima, he does have some power, 16-6. That's a tough one to call. I think I'm actually leaning towards Struve as well too. You never know what's going on with him, though he's had a lot of health issues. Not betting it though. That man was the most questionable fight IQ I've ever seen. He talked about that. I don't know if Wyatt Matheson, he was on Luke Thomas, which I've been very critical of Luke Thomas in the past. I've done a complete 180 on him. He has been like an MMA professor lately. Even if some people don't like the drawl of his voice, he has been doing his homework. I'll go Struve, says Zoltan. I'm picking, and Michael says, I'm actually got Struve. And I've got Struve as well, so maybe even more with Struve tonight. Yeah, he hasn't had a KO in a while. But yeah, he's a hard one to pick. But he talked about the fact that when he was in the lower circuits, he got away with fighting inside, and he admitted, he was very candid about that he didn't address his reach right away, his reach advantage, and that he didn't learn how to fight long. He assures us he's been working on that. I guess we're going to find out. Struve also just fought 3 killers. Yes, he did. This is very true. And I'm not, like I'm not saying they gave him a gimme fight tonight, but I think it's definitely a more favorable fight tonight. 31 watching now. 33, if you guys could hit that thumbs up, please. Struve has so many subs, I think close to 20. Yeah, he's got a great guard. If you guys could hit that thumbs up, if you are new here, I'd like to invite you to the Fights of Friends family. If you could hit that subscribe button with me, for me, and make sure you hit that, ring that bell to make sure that you're notified whenever I go live or post a new video. Yeah, he hasn't had a KO in a while. Are we calling in today, Dutch guy? Where is the Dutch guy? I want to see Struve versus Cormier. I got Struve by KO. Tallest and shortest heavyweights. Yeah, me too. I love DC, and he wrecked Struve with ease. And, of course, they're showing the previews here for Jon Jones versus Anthony Smith. That is going to be next week. And, of course, very few people, if almost no one, is picking Anthony Smith, except for, I think, Dutch guy. Dutch guy, didn't you have Anthony Smith, I think? Struve would have over a foot on DC. Yeah, but if he fights short, like he said he realized, Struve, that these shorter fighters, that when he gets inside, they don't have to throw their arms. You know, it's not as great a distance, and they can throw those short shots better. Now, if he's able to, no man, Smith has 1% chance to win. I must have been thinking of somebody else then. They're having a translator repeat what the fighter just said in the same language. Oh, that's hilarious. No height advantage when you're on your back getting wrestled. You are right, Wyatt. I'm picking Anthony Smith also. Might check your email, brother. All right. Thank you for that, Dutch guy. I'll just get that converted over, and in between fights here, I'm going to basically spend most of this one on, like I said, the best deal that I think's out there right now, guys. It's the Robinhood app. Billy can tell, did you get your free stock, Billy? A lot of people maybe think it's a scam, but it's all you have to do, hit this link, and you get a free stock from Robinhood. I also get a free stock. It's literally that easy. It costs you absolutely no money, and if all my subscribers were to just take their free stock for the year, I probably wouldn't have to work the rest of the year, to be honest. Because it would be somewhere around $15,000 and $25,000, which is absolutely incredible. All right. So I said, I've always been an investor. I know we're in between fights. I know this ad's going a little long, but I've always believed in investing. I just really believe that it's okay to invest in the stock market. I'm not scared of it. Like sometimes I know it goes up and down, but the best time to invest in it is when you get a free stock. I mean, what a better time to start. Thank you again to my sponsor, Robinhood, for that incredible opportunity for not only myself, but everybody on here. For giving us that great deal there. And I'll tell you what else that gets you, that I've got you, that Robinhood has told me. Once you take your free stock, you can continue to get your own link if you request it from that. And every time you give it to a friend that is over the age of 18 and a U.S. citizen, only U.S. residents at this time, they can also, they will also get a free stock. So next up, though, Stefan Struve, and we are already at the co-main event. How did that happen? We're 2 hours into this thing. It seems like we just started. Stefan Struve versus Marcos Rogério de Lima. That's what happens, I guess, when I get a little bit of rest. I was able to get home in time to get a little nap before this. And that just flew by. I was kind of thinking that I was going to be seriously depleted today from lack of sleep, but I was able to luckily move my day around to make this work pretty well.
Not an injection or infusion for adults with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Xeljanz is the first and only FDA-approved pill for moderate to severe UC. It can reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks, improve the appearance of the intestinal lining, and provide lasting steroid-free remission. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened. As have tears in the stomach or intestines. Seriously.
All right, guys, just working a little bit in the background here, and I will get back with you on that here in a minute as to what I'm doing here. You will see here.
TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. You could take your UC treatment in a different direction. Ask your gastroenterologist about Xeljanz.
First tattoo?
Yeah.
Relax with me, it's gonna look okay.
Only okay?
No worries, boss. I'm one of the tattoo artists in the city.
You mean one of the best tattoo artists in the city, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to draw it first?
Stay in your lane, bro. Just okay.
And check out, for those of you that know, my regular co-lead, my co-pilot on here, Dutch guy from Amsterdam. As always, check out his channel. I know a lot of you are already subscribed to it. But if you're not already, great channel over there. And I think he's calling in on Skype here. If he's able to get the Skype going, but
The heavyweights have arrived in Prague, and the stage is set for an intriguing stylistic matchup as longtime contenders.
so feel free to call in on Skype there, Dutch guy, if you're available, or if it's working. There we go. All right, what's up? Dutch guy in the house.
What's up? What's up?
And thank you, Michael Pauly, $5 for the generous donation. Thank you very much, sir. Greatly appreciated. I ain't got much, Mike, but here you go. Hey, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. I know this economy is not as strong as some people think it is right now, so or for some of us, so I definitely appreciate that. So what's going on there in Amsterdam? You guys got crazy snow over there right now?
No, man. It's sunny. It's 15 degrees. Sunny day.
Nice. Yeah,
Want to say hello to all the viewers. A little bit late, but thank you guys for watching. And I hope we have some good 2 fights left.
hey, this was kind of the big fights anyway. Some of the other ones were a little disappointing up to this point, except for that last one. That was a great body shot. Are you able to see the fights tonight still, or are you still out in Amsterdam as far as ESPN Plus?
Still out here, man.
Oh, that sucks. They have to get that figured out.
I've got to do a sound check here, man.
Marcos Rogério de Lima from Brazil. Yeah, everybody let us know how the sound is for Dutch guy. He needs to use front kick and Superman jab a lot to win. Maybe a lucky sub. Oh, Michael says can't hear the Dutch guy. Oh, That's let me adjust something on my side.
That's
now speak.
That's your adjustment, your settings.
That was on my end there, as it often is.
I think it will have to be okay now. Please let me know in the comments how my sound is coming through.
Michael says a little loud, so let me adjust that. I thought we had this adjusted last time. I thought we had it about perfect, but I think sometimes the stream on YouTube is just, I think it's inconsistent. I don't think it's always OBS.
I think the guys will let me know.
Yeah, he
give
said
me
you're
an
a little
update.
loud, and I actually have your audio louder than my mic. So, but I'm gonna bring it down a little bit, and we'll see. Now let's see what we got now.
Thanks for the update, Michael Polly.
Oh, you sound down, up, mic master volume.
Too loud. You have to adjust it in OBS.
Should be good now, I think. Turn Dutch guy down a bit. Okay, I turned him down now.
All right, test, guys.
You.
Test.
He's very loud. Okay.
Test.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you down a little more, and then if people let me know, I guess, if it's too quiet.
Test.
Sounds good here, says Adam. Keep your mic up and put Dutch guy down. Dutch is good now. Thank you, Geeky.
All right, Mikey.
Right.
Mikey, remember the settings you have.
Yeah, this is... I had good settings last time, and honestly, sometimes I think it's something a little bit about the stream.
I think it's 130.
That sounds about right, because I have you at 140 right now. So,
thanks, guys. All right.
Yeah, thank you very much. Stefan Struve on his way to the cage right now. Marcos Rogério de Lima awaiting the giant from the Netherlands.
He has to win, man.
Yeah, he's lost 3 in a row. He talked about this a little on Luke Thomas. Is there much talk in Amsterdam about Stefan Struve over there since he's from the Netherlands?
He did this camp in Amsterdam with my trainer, and I heard he was looking good, but as always the case with Struve, he doesn't use his reach advantage to the full potential.
And some of the viewers are pointing that out. 4th fastest knockout in UFC history is 16 seconds. He's got 17 wins by submission. He does do a great job of using those long legs in the triangle, just not on his feet. He addressed that on Luke Thomas, on the Luke Thomas show, or it's the MMA hour now, I guess, with Luke Thomas. And
but Luke, if you are that tall, you can really pack some weight on your punch. Why you go to the ground? Why?
So Stefan Struve, 6'11 and a half. He's 31 years old now. He weighed in at 263. He has an 84.5-inch reach. Jesus. Rogério, 33, 6'1", 75-inch reach. So 9.5-inch reach advantage for Struve. Yeah, he talked about that on there, that he got away with striking inside with some of the shorter guys in the lower circuits. And then he said when he got to the UFC that he never used to properly use his reach. Or never learned.
I don't know what's to learn. You just work behind the jab and follow up with the kicks. Just the Dutch way.
Yeah, well, but I mean, you know, fighters it's hard to break old habits. You get used to fighting in wars. You get used to fighting a certain way. You know, it can be hard to break some of those habits.
Which habits, Mike? He has over 80 kickboxing matches, man. Come on.
Well, what was he doing in those kickboxing matches, though? He says he wasn't using his reach.
Winning all of them almost.
Wow. -115 favorite tonight. So yeah, I'm not sure what the issue is with the striking then. This is just what he said on Luke Thomas, on the Luke Thomas show during the interview. So
to be honest with you, I don't see him win this fight also.
I think it's a tough fight. I do kind of favor Struve, but you never... Oh, big right hand from De Lima. And just as I said that, De Lima making me look like a fool. Big ground and pound. Right hands to the temple, and already Stefan Struve is in 6'11 and a half feet of shit in the corner.
Go to.
Big hammer fist coming down from De Lima, almost as Dutch guy called it here. But De Lima is in the open guard of Struve. Remember, he has 17 submissions as a heavyweight. De Lima is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, though. He's out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And a lot of people think that's strange when people say, oh, if you're out of Brazil, you must know Jiu-Jitsu. It's basically the truth. Martial arts, like kids know basketball and football and video games over here, they know fighting in Brazil. I went to school in high school with a guy that came from Brazil, and it was at the time of like the NES, Nintendo, and Genesis. He said, we don't have a video game. He said, we have punching bags in our living room.
I think it's a very good comment Sultan made here.
All right, what is it? Go ahead and address it there. .320 left in the fight. Struve kind of relaxing in this open guard. As Zoltan said, I think it's hard for people to understand the way a very tall guy like that moves differently. We expect something more, but it's so much left arm for their limbs to be so fast he can improve kicks. Very true. Struve is always hesitant with the striking. Damn, every time the way he did that half knee, half ass, you guys see. He has not lost Jeremy Swan. He's on the ground trying to get a sub, but Rogério de Lima's, he's close to getting side control now. He's just got one leg stuck. He could move to side control or mount here, possibly. Struve does have a very dangerous guard.
Compare Struve to Sammy Shield. Also that tall. Sammy Shield works the jab and throws a lot of front kicks to get the distance.
Oh, Sammy Schilt, man, that's one of the most underrated guys out there. That guy was brutal.
But he uses his reach.
Oh,
perfect.
Absolutely. He used that guy was a magnificent striker with a great takedown defense. Especially for the time. I think he could have competed in today's MMA. Big right hands there from Rogério de Lima. And De Lima here in the closed guard now of Struve. I don't know if Struve has recovered or what, but De Lima's in complete control here. Total strikes 44-0 in favor of De Lima. So I don't think there's any question as to who's going to win this round. It's going to be, do the judges make it a 10-8?
How can you throw 0 strikes in a round? I don't understand that, man.
You get knocked down and you're on your back. Generally, you don't throw strikes in your back, but yeah, I hear you, man. Nice knee to the body there from De Lima. And you can see the corner still painted there of blood from Liz Carmouche. I know you weren't here earlier, Dutch guy, but I mean, she got her head split open and it was leaking like a faucet. It's horrible.
I seen enough blood yesterday for last week, man.
Big elbow again there from De Lima. Yeah, you've had some interesting altercations in your job. You get to use a little MMA there. Huh? Oh, full mount for De Lima. He just passed the guard of Stefan Struve. Struve, just 25 seconds left in the round. Struve just holding on to him for dear life.
It's just a 10-8 round, you think, Mike?
I scored it a 10-8 round, yes. It meets all the criteria of a 10-8 round. There was a move that could have ended the fight. Under the new unified rules of MMA, it does not specify that a fighter has to win every second of a round. He just has to win it very convincingly while hurting his opponent and going for the finish. Not only does it meet the criteria of a 10-8 for me, it's very close to meeting the criteria of a 10-7. Struve striking is awful. He has access to $1 million facilities. No excuse not to improve.
Good point.
You know all about that, Dutch guy. You said you've trained in that facility, right?
Yes. But I think he's referring to the UFC Performance Institute.
Well, that's true. That's true as well. But I believe he lives in the Netherlands, though. Correct? He's training out of the Netherlands now.
He did his camp in the Netherlands, but he trains in California.
Yeah, I agree, Michael. He won that whole round. Yeah, that's why I said you could almost make a case for a 10-7 round. Any judge that doesn't score that a 10-8, they need to pull him aside and teach him how to judge. Big right hand up top from Rogério de Lima. And Struve clenches. He's got one underhook here. He just always ends up on the inside. Somehow Stefan Struve he's 7 feet tall and he insists on fighting his opponents inside of a telephone booth. I don't get it, man. Oh, nice Uchimata there from Struve, though. And he doesn't immediately go straight into the guard of De Lima, though. Oh, because he's trying to get the side control. But great throw there from Struve. The issue with that being a judo throw, knowing a little bit about that, that throw, though, is designed for you to land in a good position on your opponent. That part of it he didn't get. Maybe it's a little harder when you have a 7-foot frame to be that athletic. And I think that is something you have to address. You've never had someone this tall that was successful in the UFC. Struve going for the head and arm there. But you generally see a big lack of coordination in these bigger athletes in just about every sport. When you get to that height, a lot of knee injuries. The 7-foot standouts in the NBA, they're starting to, more like 6'10", 6'11". Some of the centers are starting to do better, but you've had a lot of that had a lot of injuries. Manute Bolt, Shaq was successful at over 7, but and now Struve moves to side control here. And that he might have a head and arm here. There is no. De Lima's got the arm in there. I think he's in a good position for now. Struve does have a good clinch there, but he's got his arm and shoulder in there right where he needs to have it. Oh, De Lima just tapped. There it is. I didn't think it was tight enough. Head and arm choke. Stefan Struve with the submission victory in the second round. After being dominated in the first round, gets a great Uchimata throw, gets up on top into side control, and gets the head and arm choke there. By the way, those are both things that are very prevalent in judo. For those of you that still try to tell me judo isn't relevant in MMA. Yeah, but Struve also needs to learn tie clinches and knees. Oh, yes, he definitely does. Yeah, he's so long, and somehow he still always ends up using it on the ground. But, man, did he need that win. And not a whole lot of corners you're going to see that excited. They're jumping up and ecstatic after that victory from Struve. Because everybody's on the line there. You got your agent, your manager, your trainer. Everybody's waiting to get paid. And if he loses his contract, it affects a lot of people. What's up, Robert Christian? Nice sub for Struve. I doubted him. Not going to lie. Very impressive.
I also not expected that, man. But he needed that win badly.
Yeah, you're kind of like the new Kenny Florian. No, just kidding. I'm just teasing you because you were talking about Kenny Florian's his picks.
I suck last few weeks at my picks, man.
I pretty much only suck at my picks, so I got lucky in that one. I thought Struve was going to get destroyed there.
Finn Rada, you missed the second round submission by Struve.
Yeah, that was a good head and arm choke, and he got it with the arm and shoulder in. I didn't think he was. I thought Rogério de Lima was. I thought he was guarding it somewhat effectively, but those long arms are. It's like a leg, man. It's like getting caught in a triangle choke with legs instead of arms.
Yeah, Finn Rada, he pretty much was getting destroyed, but he came back.
Yeah, I guess we'll never see how many judges had that first round 10-8. Because boxing, they always make the scorecards available after a fight. MMA, I don't see that as much.
Okay.
Maybe I just don't know where to look. But boxing, they're always readily available. And Stefan Struve with the interview, obviously ecstatic. I mean, he really, really needed that win. I'm losing your volume there for a minute. Maybe you're a little ways from the mic. Okay.
Got no sound, man.
Yeah, I got you now.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yep. Nope. I was just quiet. Just adjusting in the background here. Main event, guys. Who's everybody got in the main event? Thiago Santos versus Gian Blachowicz. Very tough matchup. Very close matchup. In charge strength, Mike versus Dutch guy. Who wins? Well, Dutch guy's got some kickboxing on me. I think he's been a little more active. So,
you got some judo on me, and judo is the father of all combat sports.
Well, yeah, I definitely have to get that one to the ground. I think we'd all know the strategy going into that one.
I have no ground game whatsoever. I am.
Well, that's good to know.
I'm a bit like Ngannou, I think.
Mike's beard wins. Mike's beard lost. Mike's beard got taken away. Thiago all the way, says Geeky. Finn Raider says Thiago.
Do they throw?
Struve retired. Wow. Well, he's able to retire on a win, but at 31 years old.
Yeah, man, his health is not doing him good, man.
Yeah, it pulled the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, he's had some really bad heart conditions.
He's had very bad heart conditions, very dangerous situation. And I think it's best that he retired with a win.
Definitely good to see him go out on a win. I wonder if the UFC, I wonder if they ever know that a guy's possibly going to retire before they make a matchup. Because they do this in boxing. You know, in boxing, a lot of times they'll have, it's not even really a matchup. It's kind of a celebration of a guy's career. And basically they give him like a game. This was in no means a give me fight. Obviously, but in boxing, they'll kind of give him a give me fight. They want to make sure that they win, something that they can be entertaining in. And it's almost like an exhibition. I would be okay with seeing that for some guys in MMA.
What's the latest on the Justin versus Tony fight? Because I missed that, man.
Oh, Jesus. Get ready to shit your pants. Tony is out. Dustin Poirier is fighting Max Holloway for the interim championship.
What's the case this time?
Well,
tripped over some cable again?
No, they offered Tony the fight, and it was an interim belt, and he says, "I've been there, done that, and I'm not on board. I don't blame him."
I think he made the right call, man.
Yeah.
Because interim belt is like you give somebody a bag of air.
Yeah, that's pretty bad when I think it's getting to the point to where the interim belt is so worthless that fighters are less likely to take a fight for an interim belt than just a fight. Yeah, and that's how worthless this thing is. And the UFC is the only one that doesn't understand it. It's so frustrating.
The UFC made it worthless.
Yeah. And yeah, they're the ones who made it worthless.
And then they
just put his gloves down. Nice.
And then they don't understand that fighters will not fight for that belt.
I didn't think I would be saying this years back, but I really think they need a fighters union.
And never happen, man. Dana will not allow that.
Well, Dana's not going to push for it, but Dana's not the majority owner either. He is the president, and he does seem to call the shots.
Yeah, but they tried it already. What was it called? Project Spearhead, or something like that.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure that's GSP advocated for a union, and I'm sure that was part of the issue of them not giving him the fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, and Fitch was fired because of that.
No, well, the big deal with John Fitch was, and I talked to John Fitch about this actually, and it's kind of what I thought. But he clarified it, and we're looking at a time to get him on the show because he has a fight coming up. But he stood his ground on the video game, actually.
Because, that was the case. Yes.
Athletes in every other sport, for those guys who know, they get royalties for being on a video game, and the UFC went to all the fighters, and they said, Dana White says, I want you to sign this paper, and it gives rights to your likeness for video games and several other things for the lifetime of your career in the UFC. And Fitch says, that's bullshit. I'm not going to sign it. And I think he's a pioneer for fighters' rights for standing up for that.
And Jon Jones and Conor McGregor both got almost $1 million for that.
Yeah, I don't know what they're getting now. I don't know what they're getting paid besides I've seen what some of the cover guys get, but as far as the other guys, I don't know. All these matchups are lightweight or pure gold. That's why they need to make a 165-pound championship. They didn't want Tony as the champ. He got hurt. Not their fault.
Is the main event coming up, or is it sometime in between?
There's a little bit of time in between here. A little bit of commercial.
All right, man.
Time here. So we need to get this thing together. We're going to do some kind of show on your channel on Monday, right?
Yeah, we're going to do a short recap of the fights from the weekend. And we're going to address the news. And we want to hear viewers' opinions about future fights. And basically just all opinions about what subject whatsoever, doesn't matter. We take time to address the viewers' comments, and we do a little show every Monday on my channel, and that will be me and Mike. So same as this one, and then we go. We talk all things MMA. So you're welcome to join us.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd appreciate it. It's Dutch Guys. You need to sell that more, man. It's Dutch Guys' live stream debut, and you got all these people in here that love you. Of course they want to be there.
No, man, it's not my debut, man. I did already 4, but it was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you haven't had a live stream in a while, but it's a debut of our new show. Debut of a co-hosted show.
We have to pick a name, man. So all the viewers, if you have a good name for the Dutch Guy and the Mike Monday stream, let me know.
Yeah, put names up there. If we get several good names from you guys, we can put a poll up and have people vote. Sorry, I don't want to see Tony versus Iaquinta on. So what, Tony? No, I don't think so. Here's what I think happens. Or here's what the UFC should do, and they generally don't ever do what they're supposed to. But they said Khabib Nurmagomedov cannot hold on to the belt for 13 months if we take Dana White at his word, which is maybe not the smartest thing to do. So if he can't hold on to the belt for that long, I think you should have Tony fight the winner of Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. And honestly, I think you crown Tony Ferguson the undisputed champion right now. He's got 13 wins in a row. He was already the interim champion. He came back from a devastating injury in less than 9 months. Does anybody have an objection to just putting the belt around Tony's waist if we're not going to wait on Khabib? Beer Dutch Cash, says Michael. Please, no streams to UFCs in here. No links to any fights or anything else. You're going to get me in trouble with YouTube. Thank you. Michael says, I have an objection. You have an objection to putting the belt around Tony? Give Tony the strap, says Tard Strength. All right. Well, that'll maybe be a future poll and a future conversation. We can get into a little bit more. Maybe we can talk about that more on the show on Monday, if you're up for it, Dutch. I'm sure we'll be talking about that whole situation. Thiago Santos, number 6 rate light heavyweight in the world, tied for 4th most knockouts in UFC history with 10. 8 first-round finishes. He is the number 6 light heavyweight in the world. So it's number 4 versus number 6. But Thiago Santos said that he believes the winner of this fight deserves a title shot. I don't think he's totally off base in that. Anthony Johnson's getting a title shot right now. Thiago Santos beat him within the last year. This is Santos' 6th fight in 12 and a half months. He won 5 of those. I don't have an issue with it. Yes, Michael, he's on a tear. He's got a really tough opponent tonight, though, in Jan Blachowicz. This is an incredible matchup. Honestly, this is probably a better matchup than next week's, at least definitely competitively. I mean, anytime you get Jon Jones in there, you never know what you're going to get. He's so creative, and Anthony Johnson's also been on a tear. But these guys, I think, are very evenly matched. And the odds show it. Tony versus Dustin for real belt is what should happen. That's what I wanted, Finn Raider. And that's why I said make it up to Tony. If you're going to screw him over, just give him the belt. Jan Blachowicz from Poland, very close to here. So he is very much going to be the crowd favorite in this one. I understand Tony is doing getting stripped for 3 months inactive for his interim belt. Damn, Colby's still walking around with this interim. And they're fighting for the real belt next week. Tony said, or Dana actually asked him to stop walking around without belts. Whether Dana's in on the whole show or not, you never know. Are you still there, Dutch guy? I think I lost the audio on Dutch. I'm going to call you back here.
Bulldog, rear naked choke as it was, and then Krylov, someone I've always held in very high regard, and I thought was going to be a much closer fight. Jan was able to roll through him pretty comfortably. Really nice, well, kind of a rear naked choke again off to the side. That's the one.
Alright, we'll call him back there. You know, it's amazing that we're able to do this from Amsterdam to the United States as it is. Don't even want to hear Colby's name anymore. Jan Blachowicz. They got a huge Jan Blachowicz flag there. Alright, well, if you hear this Dutch guy...
So here is our tale of the tape for the main event. Both headliners are 35, both are 6'2", and it's a useful 2-inch reach advantage for Poland's Jan Blachowicz. With the main introductions, here's the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Both 35 years old, both...
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Jan Blachowicz, 78-inch reach, just a 2-inch reach advantage.
Our three judges
Ladies
scoring
and
this contest
gentlemen,
in Octagon
it
side
is
are
the main
Ben
event
Mark
of the
and Paul
evening.
Sutherland. And when the action begins,
Judges
our
are
referee in
Ben
charge of the
Cartlidge,
Octagon,
Mark Collins,
Herb Dean.
Herb Dean is the referee. My God, they flashed the judges so fast.
For those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've
This
all
is
been
the main
waiting
event
for.
of the
Live
evening, guys.
From the sold-out O2 Arena in Prague, Czech Republic.
From the Czech Republic. It's time for the main event. 5 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight
Introducing
division.
first, fighting out of the blue corner.
First fighting out of the blue corner, the number 6 ranked light heavyweight in the world. He's a minus 130 favorite. 20 and 6. He weighs in at 204 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
The number 6 ranked
UFC
heavyweight
veteran.
contender in the world.
Seems like he's been around forever, been in a ton of wars. Thiago Santos.
And now
And
introducing
his
his opponent
on the other side of
out
the
the red
cage,
corner,
the Polish
a mixed martial
favorite.
artist holding a professional record, 23 wins,
23
7
and 7
losses.
out of
He
Warsaw,
stands 62
Poland. He
inches
is
tall,
a plus
weighing in
110
at 205
underdog.
pounds.
He is the
Fighting
number
out of Warsaw,
4th
Poland,
ranked light
presenting the
heavyweight
number 4 ranked
in
light
the world.
contender in the world,
Jan Blachowicz. Stefan Struve won by head and arm submission in the second round and retired in the cage.
Follow my instructions. You're gonna keep it
Per Dean, the referee, 5 rounds in the light heavyweight division. This could be a title eliminator.
The main event of the
That's
evening,
what Thiago
first event
Santos
here
for.
in the Czech Republic, in Prague.
I don't disagree with
Thiago
him.
Santos.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jan Blachowicz,
Jan Blachowicz.
Thiago Santos.
The
Let's get it on!
Versus the number 6 ranked in the light heavyweight division. Touch of gloves.
Touch gloves.
Blachowicz in the red. Santos in the black.
To put any man on the canvas with one
start
shot, and Blachowicz
Thiago
goes
Santos.
for a high kick.
Looking for the body kick early.
Misses
no surprise
Santos
there.
Lands a body kick.
Nice jab from Jan.
And they exchange left hands in the center
jab
of the
is
cage.
a God-given gift, he has told me in the past.
Front kick to
Not
the
if you're his
knee for
opponent.
Thiago Santos. And Santos not known for a big
switching stance from Jan here. I wonder if he's trying to take away the option of the big body kick. You see, switches back to orthodox and Santos looks to throw it. Maybe a part of the plan is to stand southpaw half the time to take away that attack from Santos.
We are set for a maximum 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division, but not a lot of people think we're going to need
not
it.
Really interested in jabbing around here, though.
10
this
knockouts for Santos.
Blachowicz lands the body kick. And
Jan Blachowicz comes in running a very tidy 4-fight win streak.
Low leg kick of Blachowicz there.
That was lit after he went back to his former coach, Robert Yotz.
Great reflexes.
They simplified things, gone back to really feeling and understanding what worked for them to get them here.
As I'm watching this, John, I'm thinking to myself, this is very disciplined from Jan, and I can see him doing this for 25 minutes and not overextending himself. Whereas Thiago Santos, I am literally on the edge of my seat waiting for him to start his forward sprint.
Everyone should be on the edge of their seats. Santos, very dangerous with kicks, punches, even going backwards as it would seem.
And there's the spinning kick he showed Jan for a moment there, same one he caught Jack Marshman with.
And of course a capoeira background as evidenced by his media day workouts. He is able to do things that not a lot of other athletes are.
Kicks to the knees, even switching stances, throws an elbow there.
Good low kick there from Santos.
Low leg kick there from Santos.
Santos training with some of the very best over at American Top Team ahead of this fight.
This to be a title eliminator.
He said, I hope Błachowicz is prepared to feel pain. It's quite a chilling comment. Probably doesn't sound great coming out of my voice.
You're going to need more than pain to get Błachowicz out of there, though. You've got to catch him with something clean or be technically better.
From Błachowicz. As I mentioned,
I went out and watched Jan Blachowicz in Zakopane at the Olympic Training Center. Got to see how those guys do work, and they have a very strong mat.
Another good low kick there from Santos.
The current title challenger, Anthony Johnson. What's up, Dutch guy? Let's see if we got some sound back here. Nice low leg kick there from Santos.
Mikey.
I can hear you. There we go. I lost you for a minute, but we got sound. Here we go.
Turn your fight volume down, man.
Well, there's no fight volume now.
All right.
Skype gets rid of that.
Because we heard it.
Nice exchange of leg kicks there. All right, well, thank you. Oh, I forgot my desktop audio was on. That's an issue.
Yeah, it was on for some 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's an issue because I have to have it on for Skype. Nice side kick from Santos. Blachowicz comes back with a 1-2 and a right hand there from Thiago. Another side kick to the knee from Santos.
Which round?
First round still. Santos with a couple more leg kicks, side kick to the knee, and a kick to the outside. Blocks Blachowicz's body kick, and Blachowicz gonna go for the takedown here. I thought he might surprise Santos there. Santos so far, good takedown defense, gets out of it, eats a knee to the body in the clinch, but they break him back to the center of the cage.
You will see Santos gonna guess in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round.
Big right hand over the top for Santos. He seems to be showing some new wrinkles in his game tonight. A lot more feints than what you usually see. Nice body kick there. He called for this to be a title eliminator, and he looks more concentrated than I've seen in a while.
He always has got this cardio issues.
Well, and it is a 5-round fight, so a couple of inside leg kicks there for Santos. He doesn't seem to be pushing the pace right here at the beginning like he has in the past, though, like he's going to burn himself out. And that's going to be the end of the first round. I have that 10-9 pretty easily for Thiago.
It's only his second or third fight at light heavyweight, if I can remember correct.
What's up, Finn Raider? $5. Thank you. We can hear ESPN. You don't want to get banned, Mike. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, that's what YouTube gets for demonetizing me anyways. Thank you very much, guys, though, for turning the stream, telling me about the volume there. I just wasn't paying attention. Thank you. Doing live streams privately, getting my setup. Nice. Awesome, Aaron True. I'm going to have to check your channel out. We'll have to talk. OMG, careful, man. I donated to try to warn you, man. Thank you, Finn Raider. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't want a 90-day stream banned, but thank you for the donations tonight, guys. All right, second round here. Thiago Santos, Jan Blachowicz. Really low leg kicks from Santos tonight, and then he's thrown that side kick to the knee a lot there too. Lands it again, and the front kick to the knee. Another front kick to the knee. You could tell he really broke the game plan down on this. I don't remember the last time, if ever, I've seen Santos really come through and have a defined game plan and really stick to it like this. Oh, nice counter left. You're going to have to go back and try to find this Dutch guy, because this is the most technical I've ever seen Santos.
They were both really good fighters on the ground.
Yeah, and Blachowicz went for a takedown so far, and Santos was able to stop it. He's got good takedown defense, and it was a good shot from Blachowicz. It kind of surprised me, and Santos had good reflexes. Front kick to the body lands for Blachowicz. Santos again goes to that side kick to the knee. That is an underutilized weapon in the UFC. And again, Santos feints, kind of faking that spin kick there. I think he's just trying to get some kind of reaction out of Blachowicz there. And Blachowicz switches stances.
I think you see Blachowicz put on the pace in the third round, because everybody knows Santos gonna guess.
And that could be the game plan here. I don't see Santos expending the energy he uses. I don't know if he changed something in his camp, or maybe we will see the same thing. Nice straight shot there from Blachowicz, straight left. One of his only shots here in this round, though. Blachowicz has been pretty inactive.
But it's a 5-round fight, so you have to manage your energy, man. You cannot go all in from round 1 to round 5. Then you're surely gonna lose. So
no,
I think
yeah. Oh, nice straight right there from Blachowicz and a leg kick. But Santos has came out from the beginning in past fights at 100 miles an hour. And he didn't do that this time. Nice little leg kick.
It's a 5-round fight, man. That's a whole different ball game.
And significant strikes, actually closer than what I thought they were. I'm not sure if I trust the CompuBox on that. It says 23 apiece. Seems like Santos has landed more strikes to me. But Blachowicz has landed quite a few leg kicks, and they exchange there. Side kick to the knee from Santos and a low leg. Oh, Santos goes for the spinning wheel kick. I think he might have grazed Blachowicz with that. It's kind of hard to see from the camera angle. Nice side kick to the knee again there from Santos. Oh, beautiful timing from Santos. Blachowicz comes in a little too far out with the uppercut. Santos moves to the side and lands a beautiful counter left hook. And another nice low leg kick there from Santos and a straight left. Big leg kick there from Blachowicz, and Santos misses a shot up, big left hook up top. Oh, and Blachowicz lands a big right hand off of the low leg kick from Santos. I've talked about that before. When you go for that low leg kick from the right foot, yeah, you have to be very aware, because your body, you know from kickboxing, your body automatically wants to tilt, and that right hand comes down, or left hand.
And you got exposed.
Yeah.
But Thiago Santos, if you watch closely, often overstretch his punches also. That's also a good way to counter him.
Yeah, he definitely has in the past. Last nice body kick there from Santos. He's been more accurate than I've seen him in the past, though, and I don't remember him throwing a lot of feints in the past. He did miss there, though, right as you said that with the 1-2. And Blachowicz lands the straight left. Blachowicz goes for the head kick on Santos. I think blocked most of that. That might have grazed him.
Don't forget, Santos is only his third fight on light heavyweight, this one.
Yeah, and you know, his cardio could actually go up, going up in weight, and he's got a win over Anthony Johnson, the guy who's fighting for the title now. So I think he was very smart. It's a no-lose situation when they put this fight together for him to say that the winner of this should get a title shot.
And the Blachowicz is ranked third.
I thought he was ranked third too, I think, and for whatever reason they changed the rankings. Now they have him as 4. But it really doesn't matter.
This becoming a joke, man.
Yeah, and I could have swore that Santos wasn't in the rankings at all. Is that just me? Or was Santos not in the rankings at all not that long ago?
Because he was moving from a weight class. He moved up, so if you moved, then you are unranked.
But I would think a win over Anthony Johnson would get you ranked.
Yeah, but not in the UFC.
Jan head movement looking good, says Quincy. Yes, it's a close round. So Michael says he's got Blocko in that last one. I thought it was a close round too, but I lean towards Santos. I have him up 2-0. And Blachowicz checks the leg kick of Santos there. And
Mikey, remember it's in a neighbor country of Poland.
Oh, big right hook for Santos and hammer fist. Blachowicz is hurt. Santos raining down a hammer fist on Blachowicz, and it's all over. Herb Dean pulls him off, and Thiago Santos makes the belt movement. Give that man a title shot. Thiago Santos with an amazing second round knockout, and he is to tears. Oh, he is in tears in the center of the cage, and he has a right to be emotional right now. What an incredible victory for Thiago Santos. He just separated Jan Blachowicz's consciousness from his being, and Blachowicz with a smile on his face like, man, you caught me, but I'm not sure he still knows what's going on. Let's watch, and it happened again. Blachowicz short with the uppercut, and Thiago Santos lands a beautiful counter right hook, follows it up with a counter left, and then rains down a hammer fist. I think this is a different fighter at light heavyweight, Dutch guy.
Yeah, I for sure.
I want to see Thiago Santos against the winner of Jon Jones against Anthony Johnson. And that's the best. Oh, God, and his corner is just almost in disbelief.
Look
to that shot.
Look at his last five fights, man. Win over Anthony Smith, lost to David Branch, win over Kevin Holland, knocked out Eric Anders, and knocked out Jimmy Manuwa. That's a good list, man.
Dude, the guy fought 6 times in a year, just knocked out the number 4 contender in the light heavyweight division. This is not a deep division. After Anthony Johnson, who's ahead of him? Who do you make a case for?
I don't know, man, but I think he's now
Maybe
ranked
Dominic
4.
Reyes?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Maybe one of the viewers can watch the rankings, but I think he's now ranked 4th or 3rd.
Yeah, he's got to move up to at least 4, I think. Man, in my book, he's close to number 1. I don't know where Anthony Johnson or Jon Jones. I'm just assuming, you know, I shouldn't just assume that Jon Jones is going to win that match. I mean, you got to have the fight for a reason.
I think there's a good chance Santos gonna fight Dominic Reyes.
That would be a great matchup. But they're fighting a week apart. The timing matches up perfectly for Santos to fight the winner of Jon Jones and Johnson. Round 3, 39 seconds of the 3rd round. Winner by TKO, Thiago Santos. And there is no more deserving guy. That guy has been around forever. And I think I'm getting a little bleed through. Oh, there. I think we're good now. The Santos history is fishy, says Robert. Anthony Smith, Mike. I keep wanting to say Anthony Johnson for some reason. Just because I want him to come back, I guess, maybe. Oops, got right from Blocko. I think I got Blocko. Title shot, please. Federator says called it. Yeah, he's been popped for PEDs. Ah, sounds good now. Yeah, definitely sounds good after that. So, well, I went 2 for 2 tonight. I only picked 4 of them. I don't know why I didn't pick the other one, but I was wrong on Villante. He got starched by Mikel there. And then Pudilová, I don't think anybody could predict that decision. I think she got robbed there by Carmouche. But this huge victory for Santos here.
Now you're talking about picks. I have an important announcement to make for the UFC 235 card. I will do some giveaways on my channel for the first 5 best picks of the main card, and it's all UFC stuff.
All right, well, UFC 235, like you said, we live stream over on your channel, right?
Yeah, man, and I just put out a video, the Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman video, and I asked the viewers to put their picks in the comments, and I want the fighter who wins, I want the round, I want the way to win, so submission, KO, TKO, or decision, and I want the time in the round.
All right, you guys heard it, and what's the prize?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. You know, I have the machine, the heat press, so the first 2 best picks have to give me the favorite fighter, and I will make a customized one-off UFC shirt for them.
Very cool. Very cool, and I'm excited for you to be finally doing a big card over there on your channel. We got to get Dutch Guy up to 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure how much that YouTube ad revenue is going to get you there. As I was saying, this video, for whatever reason, they demonetized me. YouTube kind of does their own thing. But my viewers stepped forward, though. You get that
did you
super chat.
You know what YouTube did to me? They take away 3,000 view minutes.
Not surprising, man. That doesn't surprise me at all. Imagine Santos versus Rumble. Oh, I think Rumble's too big for Santos. That would be interesting, though. Santos has definitely got some crazy power at light heavyweight. Yeah, I thought he definitely looked a lot more patient too, Robert. This time I expected him to run at Gian. I mean prime Rumble. Oh, at light heavyweight, man. I don't know if Thiago's quite that good yet. Rumble was a crazy animal, man. But I don't know. I mean, if Thiago Santos, if he can tag Jon Jones, like he just tagged Blachowicz, we could have a new light heavyweight champion.
I wanted some opinions from our viewers about the Askren versus Lawler match, because I don't know what to think of that, man. What can we expect from that match?
Well, I think you know my opinion on that one. I think that's a pretty easy one for Askren.
You think? But Lawler is still a very dangerous fighter, man.
He's tough, but he's coming off an Achilles injury. That's a horrible injury to coming back against a top-level wrestler.
And also, ONE FC is not the UFC, man.
That's true. That's true. He did dominate in Bellator, though, and he fought a lot of really good fighters in Bellator. He won a lot of fights with literally out being touched one strike. But you're right. He's going to have to test himself against the best out there, and that's the UFC.
That card, man, that card is crazy, man. It's so stacked. That's the best card of the year.
Yeah, for sure. What's up, Lucie and Hella? Hey, guys, before anybody leaves, I want to make sure to mention 3 streams today. I'll be doing boxing at 4 p.m. just in here in a couple hours. 3-time world champion Brandon Rios at lightweight takes on tough Humberto Soto. And then at 6 p.m. Pacific, we have Bellator, the Dublin, Ireland invasion. The entire main card is all Irish fighters. They're all out of SBG Ireland. So I think that's going to be very interesting.
Is James Gallagher fighting on that card?
Yeah, Gallagher is the main event. Richie Smolin, who was on Ultimate Fighter, is on there. But there's several standouts there. It's hard to imagine we wouldn't see Conor McGregor around somewhere, especially being there in Dublin. But I'm not sure if Bellator wants him there after jumping inside the cage. What's up, Lucie and Hella? Good to see you, bro. I hate Jones because he is a cheater, but the man is a good fighter. He can do it all, but I say it's all PEDs. I mean, I don't know if it's all PEDs. I mean, like Lance Armstrong. But the deal with Lance Armstrong, that the argument is everybody was on it. So I still feel like Lance Armstrong is the greatest athlete ever, even if he is a grade A asshole. But it definitely gives you that edge when you have guys that are that high of a level, and whatever's going on with the picograms, Jon Jones, he seems to have a blank check to fail drug tests right now. Sad, man.
Yeah, man. That's a crazy story, man. And what do you think about the Barbosa Gaethje fight, man?
I think that is a horrible, horrible thing for the UFC to do to those two fighters, but it's great for the fans. That is going to be a
banger.
war, man.
That's a banger.
Dude, that is going to be a demolition derby. I'm looking forward to that fight more than probably any fight out there ever since they announced that fight. That is absolutely amazing. Those for you that are watching along on ESPN Plus, they are starting a post show here, so hopefully maybe you get some of the comments from the fighters. It'd be nice if they announce bonuses.
Robert Christian said Lawler's going to get dry hump for 15 minutes. RDA kept him down for this whole fight, and RDA can stop a takedown. That's a good point.
Yeah, that's the way I see it too. Justin for the win, second round knockout. Justin's got those crazy leg kicks, man, but I have a feeling Edson Barbosa, he's going to eat one of those leg kicks and he's going to be like, oh, that's a leg kick, huh? Well, try this. I mean, both of those guys are just such high-level strikers. They both hit so hard. Edson Barbosa, I think he's got a higher fight IQ.
Yeah, he's more technical, higher fight IQ, higher output, better defense.
At least on the feet. We finally seen in the MVP versus Paul Daley fight, Paul Daley using wrestling. Do you think there's any chance that Justin Gaethje does that finally against Edson Barbosa?
I don't know, man. I think maybe if he's in trouble, he will shoot. But I think he's aiming for the stand-up.
Yeah, he just does. He's a great wrestler. I've seen it in past matches of his tapes.
He's a very good wrestler.
And the fact that he doesn't use that, I mean, I understand he wants to be entertaining. But even he himself has said he probably only has a few more fights because of his style. It's like, I don't understand. It's like, well, change your style up a little bit. You can still be exciting.
He absorbed almost 6 punches per minute.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm going to address Lucie and Hellion. Says Justin for the win, second round knockout. And Max beats Dodson in the rematch, second round knockout. I definitely take Max against Dodson in that matchup.
I take Max against anyone.
Max is I did my pound for pound rankings. I should do them on a DVR video so they stand. I did them in a live stream though. And I actually have Max Holloway as the #1 pound for pound fighter in the world.
I think so.
Draw double knockouts, says Geeky Spartan. That would be amazing. And just a recap here, they're showing Stefan Struve, of course, got the second round submission arm triangle over Marcos Rogério de Lima. 221 in the second round. After being knocked down and dominated in the first round, probably a 10-8 round, Struve comes back and gets the submission and then lays his gloves in the center of the cage. Stefan Struve has retired from the UFC.
I think that's the best thing to do for him.
Yeah, I wish all the best for him. I hope he gets some work in coaching and stuff. Something else he said, if you guys get the chance to look at that, it was just this week, the podcast. It's a very good podcast with Luke Thomas, though. He had Anthony Johnson and Stefan Struve. And Stefan Struve almost kind of alluded to the fact he said that doctors told him he should not be fighting with that heart condition.
Yeah, 7. He is 31. So he's retiring young.
Yeah, I hope he has a long life ahead of him because he seems like a really good guy, and already got the heart condition. Why take the brain? Why take the brain drama on top of it? No reason.
Yeah, I think he did the right thing, man.
Yeah, and Stefan Struve joining the commentary table there live if you're watching, and very cool there alongside Rashad Evans, former fighters Rashad Evans and Dan Hardy.
All right, Mike, what do you think about the stream on Monday?
What do you mean, like for time or what?
What are we gonna do? Which format we gonna take?
Well, I think we just do a fast topics. Just put our topics together, like our 5 topics. That's how I like to do it, and then talk through a topic, get the opinions from the fans, and then move on to the next topic.
Yes, that's what I thought also. But
yeah, he's only 31. 7 in the house. What's up, 7? Was it the 4th round? I thought they said the 3rd round. Am I wrong?
I thought it was end of 2nd round.
Santos will be fighting for the belt in August. Finn, what are you talking about, brother? Yes, fights are over, 7. Boxing and Bellator later tonight, though. Yeah, sorry, 11 a.m., man. Because they're over there in the Czech Republic. But in less than 2 hours, you can follow along on DAZN if you do have DAZN. Former 3-time world champion Brandon Rios will be taking on Humberto Soto at lightweight. And then right after that at 6 p.m. also on DAZN and the Paramount Network, it will be Bellator Dublin, Ireland 217. All SBG Ireland fighters with James Gallagher in the main event. Mike read my comments. A very valid point. Oh, all fighters should be allowed to have picograms if Jones is allowed. I hear you, man. You wear microdosing because that's what Jones is doing. If I fought in the UFC, I want to be on picograms too. Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned that, man. A lot of people have mentioned that he could be microdosing Turinabol.
But I am very curious about the next fighter who get caught. What they're gonna do with him?
Well, they already have the excuse built in because what they're saying is that they've already punished Jon Jones for this. He got a 16-month suspension, so they could suspend him, and then what comes is, do they continue to suspend them, or do they say, or is this the new normal? Is this the pulsing? Once you fail a test, you get 1 suspension, and then basically you're free for life.
Yeah, they make up their own rules, their own rules on the go. Because I read the rules, and the rules say if you have any banned substance in your system, you are not allowed to fight.
Yeah,
That's the rule.
They definitely changed the rules, and for people that have talked about the UFC getting rid of USADA, the UFC put USADA in a horrible position. This is not USADA's fault. USADA is trying to implement the rules that the UFC's asked them to implement. This has nothing to do with USADA.
And don't forget, UFC paying almost 11 million each year to USADA.
Exactly. And if the UFC fires USADA for following the rules and cuts that contract, I mean, it's a blow to the reputation of USADA. And then, you know, it hurts them. I think it's completely unfair. So there's the rankings right now. Of course, Jon Jones, the champion. They still have Daniel Cormier as the #1 contender. Gustafsson 2, Smith 3, Blachowicz 4. Obviously, that'll be updated. Ozdemir at 5, Corey Anderson, Thiago Santos tied at 6. I think it's all irrelevant. I think Thiago Santos is the only guy that can challenge for the belt right now.
Speaking of which, what's the story about Sean O'Malley, man? There's nothing coming out.
He's serving his suspension. They didn't say what it was for. And then we were talking about Dominic Reyes. There you go. Volkan Ozdemir versus Dominic Reyes, March 16th. Saturday, March 16th on ESPN Plus. So everybody's tied up. You got to give it to Santos.
Where's Reyes ranked?
He was at number 4, and they were just showing him now. I think they might have changed their rankings up.
Man, this becoming a joke. This is becoming a joke, man.
It seems to change all the time.
Within the hour, they changed it.
Robert Christian, got to address him, says, thank you, Dutch. Jones is a cheater, and the UFC lets him get away with it.
Yeah, I don't understand, man. It's the rule. I read it. You are not allowed to fight with any banned substance in your system. And they are not talking about amounts. So picograms, nanograms. It's just black and white. No banned substance in your system.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, I don't see how there is an argument there. Voltard versus who, says Dread Straight, Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, but that fight is cancelled, huh? You know? Volkan versus Reyes.
No, they just put it up on the screen here on ESPN. They're talking about it right now.
No, man, Volkan called me. He has no time.
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, man.
Volkan versus who? Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, great stream, man. Like I said, 2 more streams tonight, boxing, and then Bellator. Then Monday show. We're going to go 5 p.m. Pacific. Is that good for you?
Yeah, that's good, man. 5 p.m. Pacific.
All right, that's my time. So live at 5. That way I guarantee I'll be here.
Throw it in the scoreboard.
All
right, guys. Let me know, the 23 people watching, let me know which fight was already finalized you looking forward to. Because that UFC 235 card is an insane card, man. I can remember.
That is a very good card. Kamaru Usman versus Tyron Woodley, and then Jones and Johnson.
Askren versus Lawler.
Only Jones fan can't understand that, and it's ridiculous. Lawler KO round 2, says Billy. Billy's usually pretty good on the picks. I wouldn't blame Tony for leaving the UFC. Yeah, I should have addressed that. Somebody was saying that Lucian says people are saying Tony might leave the UFC. Rumors. Well, you seen what happened as soon as Dustin Poirier and Ally Quinta, or Dustin Poirier called to be released. Ally Quinta says, well, what the hell, release me too. All of a sudden, Dustin Poirier is in a title shot. We'll see if Tony gets some kind of favorable treatment himself.
I want to address a comment from Robert Christian. Very good point. Jon Jones brothers have been busted for PEDs. Also, they are in the NHL, and I want to furthermore, it was the same substance, turinabol, that Jon used also. So
really, it was also turnable, huh?
All the 3 brothers were busted.
Well, that should be one of the things that we bring up on the show then.
Yeah, but I think we can do that because a lot of people ask questions, but I also want to do a good part of the viewers' comments and the viewers' opinion.
Definitely. Jason says Struve made the right decision. I definitely agree.
I also agree. But I feel for Tony, man.
Yeah, me too, man.
Look at his winning streak, man. That's an insane winning streak in that division, man. They screwed him up just like Colby and just like Stipe.
So Billy Hughes says Eddie Bravo on the Fight Companion last week said that Tony has a super fight in the works that will surprise everyone.
He's gonna fight Conor then.
Says I bet it's Ferguson versus Colby Covington at 170. That would be a surprise, but I don't think so. If they're gonna do anything, they'll have him fight for the 165-pound championship. I think you have to make that belt.
I think it's slowly becoming to a point UFC has to make the 165 division.
Yeah, and I think, unfortunately, the more people talk about it, the more Dana doesn't want to do it because he wants to take all the credit for it. That's just how he is.
No, there's becoming a point later in this year that he has to do it. Because all divisions, look at all divisions. Almost all divisions are a mess now.
Every division, man. Yeah, I was breaking that 125. Basically in the gutter.
The TJ thing, 135, the TJ thing and Pseudo thing. Go up. All the divisions
are you got Holloway, he was having weight cutting problems. Now he's moving up to 155. God knows what's going on at 155.
You got Khabib Conor suspended. You got the 170.
Well, 170, you have an interim champion that didn't fight for 3 months, so he's stripped. And then you throw in I'm a problem, Kamaru Usman. That's a problem for me, that fight, Kamaru Usman. Then 185, I mean, what more is there to say about that? Robert Whittaker, I mean, obviously that's not the UFC's fault. His bowels basically caving in on him. But there's the interim title there. And then you go up to 205. You have Jon Jones failing every drug test. And at heavyweight, I have to call out Daniel Cormier because he's making this big deal about Stipe not fighting. And he fought Derek Lewis, man. Who thought Derek Lewis, a month after his last fight, was going to beat Daniel Cormier? If you bet on Derek Lewis against Daniel Cormier, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Nobody did that. Nobody did that. Well, you see your balls are hot and all of a sudden you have a title shot, but being the longest reigning heavyweight champion in the world, that doesn't mean anything. Come on. I like Cormier. I respect him, but get it together, man.
He's injured also.
Yeah. Well, if you want to say, I don't want to fight Stipe, you want to say, I'd like to see him fight somebody else first, fine. But don't say, oh, I fought and you didn't when you went out there and fought Derek Lewis. And everybody knew it was a money grab. Even Derek Lewis. I mean, Derek Lewis said it was a money grab. Before the fight and after. They said, why are you fighting Daniel Cormier? They said, you're not a top contender. He says, I'm fighting Daniel Cormier because they're paying me. DC is holding up the division. I like DC, but I mean, we need UFC turn. Dana will never sign on to tournaments. He hates tournaments now, but I would love to see him myself. It is funny that after Bellator fired their CEO, went away from the tournament format. Now they're bringing back the Grand Prix, though. I like it.
Yeah, but it was stretched out over 1 year. I think that's a bit too long, man.
Oh, the heavyweight tournament? Well, there was no heavyweight champion, so I don't think that was so bad. This next one, what is it, the lightweight one? 16 fighters that they just announced in the tournament.
16 fighters, so 8 matches in the first round.
In the first round. Oh, and they're going to have them all on one weekend.
Yeah, that's one event. That's what I thought.
Yeah, they said it'll either be all one day or they'll have another one of those where they have one on Friday and one on Saturday.
No, 8 events. They do it in 8 matches. They do it in one event.
Well, if they did it in one event, that could be amazing. But it also, especially your casual fans, you got people on DAZN, you got people on Paramount. If you get a lot of matches that end up wrestling matches, they go the whole 15 minutes. People can get pretty restless.
Yeah, but they got a lot of comments on the 1 year stretch for the heavyweight tournament. So I think they're gonna change that now.
Well, but he talked about doing it back to back, like 4 fights Friday, 4 fights the next day.
That's also a possibility.
Yeah, I think that's what they should do. I think 8 fights, although I would like it. I don't think, featherweight. Thank you, Lone Wolf. I don't think most fans have the patience to watch 8 fights if a lot of them go the distance.
And now we're gonna see Michael Venom Page against
Douglas Lima.
Yeah, I mean, that will be also a banger, man.
Yeah, that's going to be a great fight. Obviously, Page is going to have much better takedown defense this time around.
No, but you can learn takedown defense in a few months.
Oh, his takedown defense was not bad before this fight, but I mean, a lot of people really didn't expect Paul Daley to shoot. But Luke Thomas called it. Luke Thomas called it from the beginning.
Yeah, but Douglas Lima is no Paul Daley, man. Douglas Lima is a straight-up killer.
Yeah, Jason says Lima will walk through MVP. That's what a lot of people are saying.
I think also, but my opinion doesn't count because I am 0-16 at picking fights last week. So don't listen to me, guys.
Well, I'll reserve my pick on that one. But I think anytime MVP's in there, basically, he's got a shot because he has that one-shot power. He could land the flying knee, he could land the right hand.
Yeah, but Lima's striking is also up there, and I think Lima has more power than MVP.
Yeah, it's a very interesting matchup. I'm sure Douglas Lima will come out the favorite on the odds. I have no doubt of that. Arcade says DC has never been suspended, disqualified, or anything. He's done nothing but be a shining light in the dim UFC shadow. And if there's one thing he deserves, it would be to call his last fight.
100% agreed.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Arcade Cat. That's why I said don't think that I don't like DC and don't misscrew that. I don't get him calling out Stipe and insulting him. I thought that was uncalled for.
Dana is going to let DC fight 3 more times.
If he wants to fight, I mean, Dana's definitely going to let him. And he said he's not going to be able to retire by his 40th birthday like he had planned because of injuries. But I think they're trying to time this out, still trying to make that Brock fight work.
Yeah, the Brock fight, but also 2 more fights. And DC is saying, I don't know, but you know what's going to happen. Dana going to throw him a bag of money, and he will go.
Well, yeah, and that's what he's wanting. I mean, that's smart. He's even said that. He's like, you throw enough money out there for me. I mean, and it's a business. It's just like GSP said. He said it's a business. And even they asked him at his retirement speech, and you know GSP, I mean, he has about as much integrity as any fighter to ever fight. I don't think people are going to question that.
Did you saw the timeline I did on GSP yesterday?
I seen parts of the interview. I was working, but I was listening along to it as he was speaking, and I seen they asked him if he would fight in November, and he said no. He said November's a long ways away. It depends on what my mindset is at that time.
I did edit a 25 minutes tribute yesterday of DC retiring.
I seen that pop up. I've been working so much, and then I barely got in here in time to see that. But yeah, I will definitely check it out. If
you like to check it out, guys, it's a really nice timeline. A lot of memories. I put the link.
Thank you.
On
I'll check it
right
out.
Now. Arcade Chaos. I got news for you. We're not gonna see Gegard for a few months because his back injury is not healing up very well, man. He's got a lot of problems, so he's out for at least 3 months.
Yeah, that's not a whole long time. God, that guy is one. He's probably maybe the best fighter that's not in the UFC though. Certainly got a great claim to it. Luke Rockhold versus Thiago Santos. Book it. Rockhold is moving the 205, says Billy. That'd be a good fight, but I think Santos deserves a title shot. Stipe Sleepy is the greatest heavyweight of all time. I think he's up there. And Kane could be hurting his legacy right now.
Yeah, Arcade Chaos is right. In theory, he's the greatest heavyweight of all time because he defended the belt the most times.
Yeah, and Luke Thomas made a good point. He said if Cain Velasquez doesn't come back and do something now, he'll always be thought of as a guy that was a product of his time. He was good for his time, but not one of the greats.
My take on this is he's not coming back.
Oh, I wouldn't. I don't think he should. And a lot of people, Chael Sonnen, Luke Thomas, Ariel Helwani, all three of those guys were already talking about a Cain Velasquez versus Francis Ngannou rematch, and I think that fight doesn't sell.
Yeah, but they overlook one thing. That injury is a very nasty injury, man, and that will never heal up 100%. That's a very, very nasty injury.
His whole body's a nasty injury, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, he has a lot of mileage for sure, Jason. You got to wonder, we've always talked about him having such great cardio, and some of that is genetics, but is some of that cardio just, like you say, a lot of mileage, not just inside the cage, but in training? I mean, you don't get great cardio by sitting around eating pizza and watching film.
They're not trained not a good way.
Yeah, there has definitely been some criticism about training AK and so many fighters being injured. Francis' takedown defense and cardio still has not been tested. I thought it was tested pretty well there against Stipe. And I gave, obviously it wasn't great, but he made it through. I'd give him a B-, C+ in that fight on cardio. I was surprised how many times he got back up. Very hard to continue, even though Francis is a big guy. It's very hard to continue to get up when a guy as big and as good a wrestler as Stipe continues to take you down. It's a lot of energy to continue to get back up for 5 rounds.
And Francis is not a guy who's known for his cardio. We all know that.
No, and a lot of people said that Stipe should fight Francis again. I don't like that fight either. I have no interest in that fight. I don't see it going any other way. Do you?
Yeah, you know what the point is? There's never any news about Stipe, only from Stipe himself, and not from the UFC. So I think he is lost in the row, man.
Well, I see him on Twitch sometimes. He'll respond to me on Twitch. If you go on Twitch, or sometimes he's gaming on YouTube, subscribe to Stipe over there, and sometimes he will answer your comments. Sometimes guys get annoyed though because they're trying to play games and they don't want to see all the comments about fighting, but I ask anyways. I believe Kane's 36. He's 35 or 36, I think. I can look it up now that I'm not watching fights here.
You know what also
36,
is
you are correct, Jason.
you know what what's a big fight I am looking forward to, and nobody talks about?
What's that?
Stevens versus Magomed Shapirov.
That is an awesome fight. Yeah.
Because that card is so stacked, everybody's overlooking that fight.
There's so many fights and so many, as much as we talked about just about every weight division being in disarray, there's so many good fights coming up, and honestly, I'm beginning to think that Dana White kind of prefers things to be in disarray because it keeps people talking.
I think he's also under pressure with the new deal on ESPN, so he has to make good cards.
Oh yeah, he definitely is as far as the cards, but I mean, I think at a certain point, you have to take him at his behavior. I mean, he's continually causing drama, and after a while, you have to ask yourself, you know, is this a purposeful game plan?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but a lot of fighters are not happy these days in the UFC. A lot of fighters.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Robert Christian says, what, Mike? A B+ Francis laid down flat, and if Francis wasn't on his back, Stipe held him against the fence and just weared him on him. Yeah, it was a brutal fight, man, for Francis. Oh, R.I.P. Rose Namajunas. I'm calling her right now. Jessica Andrade is going to walk through her like a train. That girl's days are numbered. Jessica Andrade is a scary lady.
I found that a very strange matchup, man. That's maybe
She's the champion. She's got to face the top contender, right?
That's maybe the only pick this year I will get right.
But Rose is the champion, so why is it a strange matchup?
Because Andrade's gonna maul her.
Well, yeah, exactly. But if you're the champion, you're supposed to fight the best.
She's coming off a neck injury also.
Yeah, I almost never bet on fights. I'm interested in the odds. I don't know if they have odds up for that yet. But if those odds are anywhere close, I want to put some money down on Jessica Andrade.
I never watch odds, man. I watch skills.
Yeah, but if you're trying to win money, you got to look at the odds.
Maybe I have to start watching odds.
Yeah, I pay a little bit of attention to them. Because those guys do know some things. Andrade is a favorite. I want
to address the comment of Jason. Chael Sonnen said Kane didn't go down from the uppercut. But I disagree. I always agree with Jason, but on this one I disagree. That uppercut not landed clean, but it hit him.
Yeah, I listened to Chael say that too, and I kind of agree with Chael. I thought it was kind of an uppercut push. It landed, but it was more of a push than an uppercut. And I believe it was a combination of the uppercut and a weird fall for Kane that caused the injury.
It was a very short uppercut also, and you know what the problem is with the big guys? Yeah. If they punch, it often looks like nothing, but there's a 260 pounds man behind that punch, man.
Luke Thomas called it the best 1-inch punch since Bruce Lee.
Luke Thomas is... let me do not comment.
You know, I was not the biggest fan of him for a long time, but I've done a little 180 on him. His voice, I know some people would think his voice is a little dry, but he's been spot on with lately.
I don't say he's not knowledgeable, but he can. He's irritating me sometimes, man. He always pushes his own opinion above the other guy's opinions.
Billy says, I need PFL Season 2. I need has Boss Rutan in my life. Yeah, what were you saying? That he pushes his opinion above the other guy's opinions?
Yeah, if they do the how that's called, the program with Dennis Gura and the other guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. He does talk over people sometimes.
Yeah,
he's a smart guy, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's trying too hard to show that he's a smart guy, always using difficult words and yes, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I heard about that interview, Arcade Chaos. He's talking about interview of Sleepy Miocic to watch. I will have to check it out.
I saw that interview, but I had to concentrate very hard to even understand what Stipe said, man. I don't. Maybe next time they get the woman that translate for Vader with the interview, so she can translate Stipe.
That bad, huh?
Well, address the comment of Robert Christian. There's a video out there showing Kane's knee buckling during his open workouts and shutting the work. I heard of that video. Can someone put the link on of that video, because I heard of that. I want to see that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And also, Dominic Cruz was commentating, and he said right away when it happened that Kane's knee blew out. He recognized that.
Yeah, and he would know better than anyone. For sure.
I think there's, to address the comment of the low move, he says true, but I think Khabib could be a bad matchup for GSP too. I think that GSP, there is a small chance that GSP will fight Khabib sometime.
I think there definitely is.
I think that's open.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Well, he tried to make the fight. A lot of people were kind of, I don't know if you've seen the video I made. I took a pretty aggressive stance that fight was going to happen, because I was thinking from a business position of how great it would be, and I didn't even know that both fighters were pushing for the fight. UFC dropped the ball on that.
And you know who stopped it?
Who's that?
Old Uncle Festa.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, of course.
He put a stick in the stick in the wheel.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Sometimes I can't follow the business decisions Uncle Festa make.
Yeah, can these guys get their times together? How in the world is this happening? Now I'm seeing Bellator 217 on DAZN says live at 3 p.m. Pacific, which is almost now. Is that? I wonder if that's prelims? Because the Bellator site says it's not starting. I wonder. I think I trust DAZN above Bellator.
It's Ireland, man. It's now 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
so
but their site had it posted at 6 p.m. Pacific. I think we're starting Bellator possibly in 20 minutes.
Yeah, because you want to do a event in the night hours. I think that's not a good plan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason, for the link, man. I heard about that video.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Good work, Jason. Thanks, man. Always on point.
Yes, he is.
You have to hit me up at Skype, man. Add me.
All right. Well, it looks like I have a stream to set up here for the next Bellator one. So I'm gonna cut out here for a minute, at least. It looks like we might have Bellator here in 20 minutes.
All right, Mike. Cut out. Set the graphics up.
No, here in a minute. All right.
Set the graphics up, and I can talk the way too. Yeah, Billy Hughes. I also read that, but I think that's not correct, man. Because in Europe it's now 12 o'clock. You can start the event in the night hours, man. Especially not in Ireland.
What did he say? It's that it's. That's what it says on the site, Billy.
Because
Bellator prelims. Yep, you're right, Billy. You're right. Billy's right.
Because in Ireland, everybody is drunk.
I checked the arena time where you buy the tickets. Yeah, Billy's correct. So boxing at 4. I'm not going to worry about the prelims. I'd rather do the boxing, I think, than the prelims, unless you guys have a huge preference. Bellator doesn't generally have good prelims.
Ask the viewers what they want.
Yeah, that's always the best place. Whenever I want the best information, Billy, that's where I try to go, is to say, who wants my money? That's who it's going to be the most important to, because they want to make sure that they get your money. Always use that rule, guys. If you're getting conflicting stories on Google or something, always look for the people that are trying to sell you the tickets. I want to rock. I'm not sure which one that means, Bellator or boxing. They're both on DAZN. This is an MMA crowd. You're an MMA guy. You going to be able to get Bellator over there?
No, man. I'm still waiting on my box.
No DAZN, no anything, online streams or anything, huh?
I tried to sign up. I tried to sign up, and it said not available in your country.
Yeah, I want to jump back and forth, Billy. It screws up my algorithms, though, on my... for the descriptions. That's the only issue. That's why I...
If you do that, you're going to lose your viewing time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't change the titles, unfortunately. I've made that mistake before, and YouTube punished me. Kind of seems like YouTube's going to punish me no matter what I do, but...
For explanation for the viewers, if your channel is rated on your viewing time. The more viewing time you have, the higher you rate in the YouTube algorithms, and the easier people find your channel. So,
well, and they definitely don't like editing on videos. After you've posted them, they'll take up to 48 hours to reevaluate, and they really don't like you editing mid live stream.
Billy Hughes, I also tried that, but I have a close connection for my work. I work as a security officer, and I need a close connection, and it doesn't allow me to sign up. But thank you for the tip anyway.
Yeah, James Gallagher sure is fighting a tough fight tonight, right? I can never even remember the name of his opponent.
He need a win also, man.
Well, 7-1. He's coming off his first loss. Oh, he got kicked. He got head kicked, knocked out from Ricky Bandejas, man.
A lot of SBG fighters are losing lately.
Well,
so I don't.
All SBG fighters on this card.
I don't know what.
Card, anyways. All right, I think we're just going to go through with Bellator. That way we don't have to have the break.
Right. Adjust the graphics.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to cut the stream here in a minute because I have to put all my information in the live stream. But, yeah. I'm just... So I'm going to cut the stream here for just a minute, guys. I will be back in about 13 minutes here for the start of Bellator. So hopefully you join us for that or for the main event later. So until then, for me and Dutch Guy, we will see you very soon. Goodbye.